We all have a story, we all have a tale. Well, there's a place I've come to know well, led by a man named Sty. He's full of stories, he is quite a guy. Sit around the campfire and hear him tell his tale. Some may be able to relate to him quite well. We're all just people looking for a place to go. Well, Sty has made one, and it is quite a show. Come meet Sty, he's quite the guy. If you're feeling lonely, come and make a friend. If you need a story, on Sty you can depend. His voice is soothing like a lullaby. Sometimes he brings a tear to my eye. Sit around the campfire and hear him tell his tale. Some may be able to relate to him quite well. We're all just people looking for a place to go. Well, Sty has made one, and it is quite a show. Come meet Sty, he's quite a guy.
Well, good evening, everybody. Yeah, it's another Sty Story Sunday. Hey, I hope you all had a good weekend. And I want to thank everybody for showing up here. Let's see who we got over here in the chat. Mr. Fulton was the first one in the house tonight. That was cool. And Step Van Dan. Oh, man, Step Van Dan. How's the weather up there in Minnesota? And we've got old Barlow showed up early, and we got Crazy Ann. She's down in the basement. She'll be up here real soon. And we've got Eric Pollock. We've got we got Joe Wymuth. Good to see you. Great to see you, Joe. Martin D85. D. Where am I? DB5, by the way. It looks like an 8 from here. It's 8 feet away from me. I just had a notification come in. Sorry, guys. Metal Music Maniac, great to see ya. Freeman James, hey there, brother. Rebecca, good to see ya. Yeah, good start off. Good start off. We got 17 in the house right now. That's pretty cool. I'm going to bring a couple of these folks up from the basement. Anne had to step out of the room. She'll be right back. The next one that showed up, Bingo, Crazy Phil.
I'm not Bingo, I'm Phil. Bingo was his name-o. Whatever his name-o was.
What name-o. Yeah. Now, I used to always say when people would look at me and they'd say, "Why are you so happy?" And I'd say, "I'm not happy. I'm grumpy, damn it." Get your dwarf straight, you know.
That's right.
That's right. And then we've got this fella. I mean, he hasn't been around the channel for a long time, but boy, he's been hanging out a lot, and I like his company. Here he is. There's Joe. How you doing tonight, Joe?
Good, and you?
Good. I'm doing good tonight. Doing fairly good today. The crappy weather here in Wisconsin.
Here too.
but not like Phil's. Phil's had bad weather all day down there in Michigan, but here in Wisconsin, now it's bad because it's starting to freeze. And we had just a steady, misty rain for about 3 hours. And it was hovering right around freezing. Now it's hitting that freezing mark. That stuff's all freezing out there. That's nasty. I hate that black ice crap.
Yeah, we got tens of thousands of people here in the state of Michigan right now without power. So I'm one of the lucky ones.
Really?
Yeah, it's a high wind advisory. And man, I mean, the stuff we've had blowing around, the way it's blowing, yeah, it's been blowing hard. So
that's nuts.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's been just the wind too, right? No rain.
It's been raining. It's been raining on and off all day long.
Oh, has it? Okay.
Yeah, when we got done grocery shopping, me and the wife, of course, it was pouring rain. And yeah. So yeah, we both got soaked, unloading the vehicle or loading the vehicle up with groceries and everything else. Oh yeah, it's good times, man.
Hey, Jen Vlogs, thanks for coming on over. Thanks for coming over. There's Ann. There's our sweetie.
That's Pete.
Well, we gotta do what we gotta do.
Did you dry off before you cut? I don't get dripped on.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you will. And you won't. Yeah.
Yeah. She didn't come in going, I'm wet. No. Georgiana, hi. Lazy Nate, great to see you. Yeah, we got a good crew coming on in before the Sty Story tonight. I'll hit the Sty Story at about 7:30 my time. It was it.
I'm wet.
Yeah, I had to come because you left us hanging last weekend.
Oh, did I? Well, my whole story about old Annie Heineman is too long. Why are you laughing?
Because of your first mistake there.
Yeah. I mean, there isn't an innocent drop of blood in any of you guys.
Old Granny's Hyman.
Heineman.
I know what you said your first time.
That was a YouTube glitch.
No.
Yeah. An audio glitch. That wasn't me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's not what I heard. What's up, Martin?
You know what? We really don't care what you heard.
Oh,
jeez. Yeah. Oh, well, guys, there's enough in the house to hear, and anybody asks later, I'll just tell them quick. But I'm not doing the packy chip tonight.
No,
I'm going to do that around the campfire Thursday night. You can count on it. I'm promising, so it will happen. Thursday night around the campfire, I'm going to do the packy chip. Yeah, I was feeling. What?
That's an event. It should be an event. It should be something special.
Yeah, so I'm going to do it special Thursday night around the campfire, and then I can put up their packy chip around the campfire or something, for my thumbnail, and I can promo it, that I'll be doing the packy chip that night. Yeah, I got so stinking distracted this evening that I didn't prep at all. So I said, nah, skip it tonight, do it Thursday.
I spent all my evening since I did my video working on my Keep It Spicy video.
Have you?
Oh, my goodness.
Oh my goodness. Did you get a lot of submissions?
We had 55 submissions.
Holy.
Yeah.
That's always fun.
And what's nice about it is Well, the way I had to send them all over to Phil Moore to put them in there was just a pain in the butt. That took a ton longer than. There's got to be a better way to do it. I'm sure there's a better way to do it. I just don't know what it is.
I'll tell you a good way to do it real quick. It takes just a couple seconds. What I do is, like, if you're getting it sent to you on the phone or on Messenger or whatever on your computer, you just create a folder and you just grab each one of them, drop them in that folder.
And where were you 3 hours ago?
What's that?
Where were you 3 hours ago?
I know, but now listen listen for the next time. When you create that folder, you drop all those little clips into that one folder. Then you go into Filmora, and when you go to import media, the second option down is import media folder. Click on that, find that folder, just click on the folder and say import, and it'll import every single video in that one folder.
I knew there was an easier way to do it. I knew I couldn't have been doing it, but I was, I could spend 20 minutes trying to figure out that way and still not figured it out. But yeah.
See, hey, you should have called, eh?
But you know what? In this, I finally got a use out of my Everything Spicy song.
You did?
Yes, my Everything Spicy song. It's actually in there 3 times. I cut it kind of short at the end so you don't hear the ending, and tag.
You marry him.
Yep. So it's played 3 times, and we got some people, and then we got some extra stuff in there too. I threw a couple extra things in there. I'm not sure I'm done throwing extra things. I got a couple of spaces in there reserved from some extra stuff that I've kind of,
There you go. That sounds good. I can't wait. I don't
know if it sounds good.
Hey, Saucy Shane, I just told everybody I'm doing the Packy Chip Thursday night around the campfire. Just so you're aware. Thursday night around the campfire. That campfire is going to be dedicated to the Packy Chip. It is so good to see you, Lorna Jones. Lorna's a new channel member. And maybe after the story there, Mr. Fulton, I dedicate the first hour of the stream just to a few folks on the panel and the Sty Story. And well, oh no, I packed it away. I was going to say I got that urinal from Mike. I could loan that to Ann.
Yeah,
the urinal.
Well,
the urinal. He said he's going to send me the old urinal. Yeah,
you don't have the urinal yet, so
no. But I got a big old funnel. You can stick on there. Yeah, that funnel will work, and it's one of those automatic transmission funnels. It's wider at one end and long and narrow.
That's good.
That works.
Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah. That's what I had in the old original Sty Shack. I had a big red funnel stuck in a garden hose, hole drilled in the wall, garden hose went out and off into the woods. And then right a couple feet away from it, I had another garden hose, went through the wall and way out in the woods. And that one had a automatic transmission fluid funnel stuck in that garden hose. So when people came and visited the Sty Shack in the winter and they go, "Where's the bathroom?" 150 feet off into the woods to the outhouse, or there's a funnel over there in the corner with that little curtain around it there. Yeah. And you'd be amazed at how many ladies said, "That thing's actually pretty slick." I said, "Yeah. I figured it would work, I said, "Oh, yeah. Yeah." Hey, NDT, it's good to see ya. Good to see ya. Boy, Phil, nothing like going to Nukes and doing a challenge, and then after the fact, you still hadn't drank or ate anything. You popped 3 dried reapers in your mouth, man. when you drop those dried reapers, those are holes. Yeah, whole dried reapers. When he popped them buggies in his mouth, I mean 3 of them. I just said, ew, not good.
Well, it's not every time I'm live in front of old folks to do something like that, you know?
Yeah.
And I've had no ill effects, knock on wood.
Well, I could tell right away when you got up on panel. You're holding up real good for doing what you did already today. Yeah.
Well, you don't join the Marines due to intelligence.
Yeah, well, no brain, no pain.
Come on, you guys. All of these challenges and all of this, oh, yeah, watch me eat this. None of those are an IQ test. That's
No.
for sure. There's IQ tests are not involved at all.
And of course, Sty's right there with us. So
yeah,
spectator.
Eating a Packy chip, a Carolina Reaper, all the things that you've eaten along with us doesn't make you a spectator. I'm just saying.
Well, yeah.
Just
every once in a while, the stupid has to come out. Yeah, I don't know why in the world I even allow myself anymore. That's I can say, yeah, I've been there, done that. That's enough. That's that shit. Yeah.
By the way, for anybody looking to do the Psycho Bear, it's one bear, and right now they don't have a burn time on it. They might come up with one. I don't know. But this was actually hotter than I thought it was going to be. They kind of played it down, so make sure that, you don't play it down too much, telling me ahead of time, don't play it down, blah, blah, blah. I will tell you, doing this in a shorter period of time than I would have done 12 Rummy Bears, I don't know that I was, now again, it's been a while since I did my Rummy Bears, but I don't know if this was much milder than doing those Rummy Bears, especially since you got to do 6 and 4 minutes and then another 6 and 4 minutes and a 2 minutes. So, I mean, you're doing, 10 minutes. I'm not sure if this was, it was a little milder, I guess, but it's a good challenge. So I would go out and get one for sure if I were,
anybody but Sty.
But make sure you prep your stomach. I had a lot of bread.
That's the only thing. When I watch you guys eating those bears jawing away, and I noticed for each of you, it was about 5 bites for you and the queen is spicy there. You guys took about 5 bites each. The other fella, he just chowed that son bitch right down, and I right away, because of how fast he got his down, I thought his poor stomach, man. His poor stomach. To have them big old wads of gelatin full of that capsaicin in his gut. Oh, I'd rather have it chewed up so it can dilute and digest. And
it dissolves faster if you got it broken down a lot more too.
That's what I was thinking. When I did the Big Bear. I did the first 2 bites I did that way. The third bite I finally said, screw it, I've got to finally swallow that third bite. But that third bite was bigger chunks than I wanted to swallow, but
that's it. Is if you swallow it in bigger chunks, you get that burn out of your mouth faster, but you're putting it right in your gut, and that's like whoa. I don't. Yeah,
I can handle it.
Yeah,
it's a horse apiece, I suppose, but yeah.
Gummy bear songs. Oh my word.
Oh, Vaughn. Yeah, these are miniature cigars that I smoke, by the way.
They call them cigars so they don't have to put the cigarette tax on them.
That's part of the deal. I know it's part of the deal simply because of the price per pack. And to me, I just can't smoke regular cigarettes. I've had people bum me a smoke when I go, oh God, I left my smokes in the truck, and they'll bum me a regular cigarette and I'll smoke that, and I'll go, God, how can you smoke that nasty shit? It's got to be a cigar, a miniature cigar for me.
I thought those were cloves at first. What you smoked, Sty?
What's that?
I said I thought those what you smoked was cloves.
No. No. Yeah, these are Supreme Blend cigars, and these are menthol. So not only are they cigars, they're mentholated. So yeah, they got a good kick. I love it though when somebody says, "Hey, Sty, can I bum a smoke?" Sure. They never ask for one again. They always say, "How the hell can you smoke that? Jesus Christ!" Yeah, well, it's like enjoying a small version of a big stogie with menthol. Yeah. I just can't smoke dog turds, so I just don't smoke the big cigars. I just don't. I never got very much into the big cigars, and
I just got something funny if anybody wants to hear it.
What's that?
Well, with COVID going around in different places and things, we're expecting different shutdowns. If you look at like New York's, no more than 10 people can be in a house during Thanksgiving. Well, I've got one here. It says 6 people are allowed for Thanksgiving, but 30 are allowed for a funeral. So we will be holding a funeral for my pet turkey that will pass away on November 26th. Refreshments are provided.
That's right. That's right. You betcha. You betcha. Hold a funeral for the damn turkey, and then there'll be a luncheon afterwards. Yeah,
that's right.
That's Katie. I just Seattle Eats, and Washington is going on lockdown on Monday.
Now we're going to scatter his remains in the stomachs of the people that were there.
That's right. That's right. So everybody can go home with a piece of them.
That's right.
I just heard today this gal, and damn if I can't remember which. Oh, yeah, she was talking about the state of Iowa, and they're actually talking in the state of Iowa of ordering a cancellation of Thanksgiving, that no family gatherings allowed, period, for Thanksgiving, and they want to put the whole state on a lockdown. Stay-at-home orders, blah, 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 blah. You know what? And I've been seeing it for the last 2 days. The hype is getting more and more and more and more. And all of these cases and all these hospitals. I got pissed at that newsreel. I left a comment on that one. I said, that is some of the worst scare tactic BS I've ever seen. They're trying to throw the population into this mass repanic of what we had last spring.
Yep.
And there is absolutely no need to panic, people. There's no need to panic. It's the world, it's life, it's what happens. Take care, take caution, stay safe, but don't panic. Don't panic. Don't let these people make you panic. It's just not good. And I was really, really upset to see so many news outlets pumping the panic button, it's ridiculous. I mean, and then now they're just, it's all the Midwestern states. Guess what? They're listing every single red state as it's a major blow up of all this COVID, and it's in the masses, and on they're going with this crap and just pounding it. And it's like, come on, people, is this let's kick the red states while they're down kind of thing, or what? I mean, get real. This is yeah. Anyway, I don't want to get on that kind of topic. It's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Yeah, that was funny. I liked that story. I liked it, man. That's just like me when I told them when I croak, they got to take my ashes, and then they dig a hole, put my ashes in it, and plant the sugar maple tree on top of it. And then when that sugar maple gets nice and big, they can tap it every year for the sap and make maple syrup, and they can have a family breakfast with Sty, you know. Yeah, just pour that maple syrup from the tree that's growing on top of my ashes, you know. Yeah, that worked out pretty good. The yeah, what's this?
I want to have a pecan
What
tree.
What's Google moderator team?
And what the hell was that?
I saw it on 3 different streams today.
What?
Are there keywords that are getting deleted?
By Google.
Someone
and they won't even allow you to see the message to make your own moderator's decision.
It popped up for a second there.
Yeah, and then
I didn't get a chance to read it.
I didn't either, and Google deleted it.
Well, Dr. Smith, whatever your first comment was that you put in here, put it in here again, because you can see it on StreamYard. It just says message deleted by Google moderator team. And then the next one was said, hey, at Crazy Ann.
I can't see that.
You can't see it on YouTube. You can't
not on StreamYard either.
It doesn't. Well, I see it on StreamYard.
Yeah.
So
well, yeah.
Sty, that happened last night on that other, or not last night. Was it last night? Whenever your last stream was, when we went and did that raid, it happened to them also.
Uh-huh.
And it wasn't anything bad. It was just a random pop-in.
I said, hello, great folks.
Huh.
What the fuck? Why did they?
Yeah, I don't know.
What the fuck?
What was it?
I said, hello, great folks. It's all I said first.
And that's I was just kind of curious why they would delete anything.
Yeah,
that's it.
We weren't looking to push blame or see what you had done.
Hey, Cheesehead, good to see you.
What you had said that they would find it necessary that they would.
Yeah, all he said was hello, great folks.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that Google moderator team?
Well, we're not wearing blue, so that's, you got camouflage on. I got black on. He's got red on. Oh, see, it's the red. It's the red.
You've got red on too. I don't want to hear it.
The red. It's the red.
Look at your chat.
Yep, it's the red. They saw there's red in the channel, so we get half the comments back.
There's red all over the back of your wall. And with her
all the comment was Lorna. Hey, let me get this out so everybody understands. All the comment was that Google deleted was hello, folks. That's all that comment said was hello, folks. And Google deleted it.
Google's letting you know they're in charge now.
I think that's what it was. Hey, we're in charge.
Yep.
Oh, fuck.
I don't know.
It's getting scary.
I don't like that. I don't like that kind of censorship against the wishes of the creator. This is my creation, by the way, Google. This is my live stream. This is my original content.
Wow.
I do not like, if you want to demonetize me, but do not censor people that are saying something as simple as hello, folks. That is so wrong.
You're white as me. I'm too white. It's fucking light.
Blame the light. What the heck, eh?
Well, when Phil put his white,
I think I get this table a little further away from the light is what I think I'm gonna have to do.
Yeah, Cheesehead, you're right. It's their platform, and that's the thing is they own it. We're here willingly under their terms.
Well, they get paid,
And the thing is, and that's where I was going to go, Ann, is what I don't like. I totally agree with that. It's their platform. Until I start paying their meal ticket.
Yeah, we do.
They get 30% of everything I bring into this. 30%. And then they get to tell me what I can and can't do to bring them that 30%. I mean, if they're only getting 30%, that means I'm getting 70%. Who's the controlling partner here? I think there's a legal argument there. I get 70% because I'm the creator. That's why I get 70%. They get 30% because all they're doing is providing me the platform to put my creations on. So I think a lot more people have to a lot more people have to start thinking and arguing with YouTube, Google, and say, hey, come on, guys. We're the creators. We're the bosses here. You lose all your creators. Where's your revenue going? Right out the damn window. Don't do it. Yes, Cheesehead. Yes, totally agree. But they don't follow their own terms of use. Not when they indiscriminately. I mean, come on, Cheesehead. You got to agree. Hello, folks. That is worthy of censorship? Nobody can agree with that. Anybody that believes that you should not be allowed to say hello, folks, in a stream to everybody there, raise your hands. Hey, Wheel Life. Good to see ya. Yeah, it's just, I mean, all that does is create confusion. It upsets people. I mean, now if it would have been a risque question or statement or something like that, I would have said, yeah, that's what they do. But this one was just, that's too odd.
Is it windy where you are now, Phil?
Well, it can't be a glitch because it's been happening on other people's streams, just like it did here.
Mike's
I was in one today and I watched about 15 comments get deleted by the Google moderator team.
First time I see that in a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't believe it's a glitch. I believe they're out there and they're just making the world know we're watching you. I'm pretty sure that's what's up. Pretty sure. Hey, Chuck, great to see ya. No internet tonight. Playing on the phone.
Yeah, Mike has the power out. So.
I told you, there's tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people in Michigan right now without power.
Wow. So Mike is knocked out. His power's knocked out.
Yeah, I was texting him and he sent me a picture. This is how it looks like, and it's all black.
Good job, Georgiana. You see Georgiana's comment?
Gotta break it up. That way they can't get you.
Now, the way that's typed out, I could read that differently. And moderate that. Hi, hello, you effing Okies from Muskogee. You got your power back, Chuck? Yeah, wow, it's nuts. I'm glad we don't have power outages going on here. I'd have to violate my lease and open some. There, Cheesehead. See, they didn't. I don't know. Yeah, yeah. I'd be opening my windows because my fans would be shut down. I gotta shit. Well, I got my flashlight handy, so I won't break my neck to get to all my candles. Well, guys, yeah, it's time for the Sty story, guys.
Yes, it is.
Can I go then?
Can you go then?
You're gonna go to the side, right?
You told last time it will be sad now, and I don't want to cry.
And then zip your lip.
Oh, jeez.
Mine?
We're gonna end up with a domestic over on the side panel here. That could be interesting. Hi, Lizzie Ann.
Hey, Lizzie.
Okay, we're gonna get on with this Sty story so that folks that come to the channel just to see the Sty story, a lot of times that's where I get all my after views. Is like, and they watch about the first hour, so they get the Sty story, and so we'll get it done and get it out of the way. As most of you know, this is a continuation of last week's Sty story about Anne plays the fiddle. Old Annie, she was quite the old gal. Now, last week's story, that was during a period of time I was 13 years old. I took on mowing her lawn for her and doing general maintenance around her house and things that she couldn't do anymore. She was in her very late 70s and just couldn't manage maintaining her place anymore. So I would do things around her place for her. And she had this little parakeet that was bald. Now, yeah, it was bald. You'll have to go back and watch the first part of the story last week's to find out why he was bald. But Annie played the fiddle. And I didn't know that until late that summer, after working around her place all summer. She decided to disclose to me that she played the fiddle. And that little bird, she'd put it out on her living room floor, and that little bird would dance to her playing that fiddle. They were quite the pair, quite the pair. Thus, now the rest of the story. So I spent all summer working for Annie around her place, and it went right into the winter. And I go over there whenever it snowed, shovel her sidewalks for her. She had 2 sidewalks, one going out the front, one going out the back of the house. And she had a very unusual lot. It had a street on both sides of the lot. She wasn't a corner lot. She was like a end lot. And there was a street going across the one side of the house, then a street going past the front of the house, a street going past the back of the house. And she had this really nice large lot right there. And then she had 2 neighbors before they hit the other city street, a town street. We were in a small town. We call them city streets. People that live in little towns like to say, oh yeah, the city of such and such, that makes them feel good to call themselves a city. Well, all winter, shoveling her sidewalks for her, and frozen pipes, having to deal with frozen pipes and fixing plumbing and stuff. And I was only 13 years old, and I'm doing all this handyman stuff for her and asking some of the old timers around town, how do I fix this? How do I fix that? Because everything that went wrong at her place, she really wanted me to fix it. And well, the next spring came, and I turned 14, and it was working out pretty good helping old Annie out. She always fed me good. She always had cakes, pies, cookies, brownies. And the old gal. And I learned that she didn't have anybody else. She spoke to her one daughter typically once a month, and that's it. Otherwise, she had no social life whatsoever. She just lived alone, her and her little bird. Well, that next summer went real well, kept her yard really nice, and she was so happy because she said, I actually sit out in the yard in the evenings. She says, I even bring Pee-Pee, my bird, out there and set his cage out there by my chair in the evenings. And she says, and I haven't been able to enjoy my yard for years because it's never been maintained or mowed or taken care of. So I was feeling kind of good about myself helping this old gal out. Well, fall came, and she had a lot of big maple trees in her yard and lots of leaves, And I raked up all of her leaves for her, got her whole yard all raked up and got her place all set for winter, and the temperature started to drop. It started getting pretty cold out. Well, old Annie her house was a 3-bedroom home. It had 2 bedrooms upstairs, and it had 1 bedroom downstairs. She had a big living room and a big kitchen, no actual dining room. And she heated the whole house with this big, you've probably seen them. They're the big, some of them were fuel oil, some were propane, space heaters. They're 90% of them were brown. They're big. They're about 4 feet long, about 2 feet deep, and stood about 3 feet high. And they had a smokestack that went out the back and through the wall and out the chimney. Well, that's all she heated that house with, was that big old gas heater. And she always had a kettle of tea going on top of that heater. And well, because it was getting awful cold out, I was there one afternoon just making sure everything's still in order out in the yard and everything. And she came out and she goes, "Sty, are you going to be working around the yard today?" I said, "No, I just stopped by to take a peek. What's going on?" And I was riding my bike. And I said, "I'm actually on the way up to the store." I didn't tell her what I was on my way to the store for, because if she found out that Sty smoked, that little old gal would have tore me a new one. Yeah, she wouldn't have liked the idea that young Sty smokes like a chimney, right? But that's what I was doing. I was riding to the store past her place. And I told her, "No, I'm on my way to the store." And she goes, oh, she said, "I'm nervous." And I go, What do you mean you're nervous? Now, this gal, she's only 5'3", maybe weighs 85 pounds. She's a tiny gal. She goes, "There's an odd smell in my house. And to me, it smells like gas, kind of like rotten eggs, gas smell." I said, "Oh, God." I said, Annie. I said, you go across the yard here. You go over to Alan's house. He's an old guy. He worked for the city. He was one of the city commissioners. Oh, here's Samantha. I'm going to pull her up. There she is. Hi, Sam.
Hey.
And I told her, I said, "You go over to Al's. Al knows who you are." I said, "You've seen Al often enough, so don't be shy. Just go over to Al's. Don't go back in your house. You just go over to Al's and you have Al call the gas company." And I said, "And don't you go back to your house until that gas company gets here." She goes, "Well, I said, no. And I'm shooing her. And I said, "You're going over to Al's and calling the gas company." "Okay," she said. And I waited till I saw her go up to Al's, knock on the door. Al met her at the door, invited her in. And I thought, oh, good. Okay. I'll stop in and check, see how things are working out on my way home. So I ride to the store, BS for a while with a couple of guys there, got my smokes, and I'm riding my bike back home. And I remembered, I got to swing down to Annie's and check on Annie. So I swung down to Annie's and I turned off the street and I'm riding my bike through her backyard. Now, the backside of the house, if I'm facing the backside of her house, the front door is to the left, back door's to the right. And where the back door is that's the living room. And there's a big picture window on that living room wall. Now, this is a little tough because I gotta picture all this again. And I've done this many times in my life, and it doesn't get any easier. But all of a sudden, I'm airborne. I just felt this hot puff of wind, and I was off my bike and airborne. And I saw the back end of the house come out and collapse, the whole wall. But as that back end of the house was coming out, I saw this guy flying through the window, through the glass, and he landed in the street. And that wall collapsed flat inside the house. And nothing but flames rolling out of every single window, even the vents in the attic. Flames rolled out of all of them. I got myself up off the ground and looked, and that guy that was laying in the street jumps up, and his left hand is just hanging by a couple of tendons. His left hand was completely severed off. His whole head was a ball of fire. And I'm running towards him. 14-year-old kid, you shouldn't know what to do, but it's just instinct, I guess. I'm running towards him thinking, I got to put his head out. This guy's head's on fire. He runs back into that house, right up over that broken down wall, runs in the house, and he comes running back out. Now he's carrying what looks like a big bundle of just fire. And he throws whatever he's got in his arms out in the yard. And he gets on the ground and is literally tearing grass up and rolling his head on the ground. And he's tearing the grass up and patting his head with it. And finally gets the fire out on his head and pats out a couple of spots he was on fire on his clothes. And I could tell by the blue out jumpsuit he was wearing, he's a gas man. And I took my jacket off. I was wearing like a canvas kind of light jacket. And I pulled my jacket off and I ran over to him thinking I'm going to help him. And in my mind, I'm thinking, what in the hell did he throw in the yard? And I'd looked, and it was Annie. I got my jacket on her and patted her out, got the fire out, and she was laying on her back. And other than her voice, I would have never known who she was. And I was talking to her, and she kept saying, Sty, is Birdie or Pee-Pee okay? Is Pee-Pee okay? And I kept telling her, Pee-Pee's fine, Pee-Pee's fine. And I'm looking at her, and it's almost like in the movies, but her eyes were slate gray from the flash, from the burn. It burnt her eyeballs slate gray. So she was totally blinded. Later, I found out she had third-degree burns over 96% of her body. Can you imagine that? 96%. I mean, that you might as well say 100%. While I was kneeling there with her, one of the neighbors down the street, she had seen the explosion. She was out hanging clothes on the line, and she saw the explosion, saw the fire, saw the guy with the burning head. She ran in her house and got this big turkey roaster full of water and comes running over there with it, thinking she's going to throw it on this guy, right? Well, by the time she got over there, I'm already out with Annie in the backyard, and she's running towards me. I'm yelling at her, come over here. And she's running at me with that turkey roaster full of water. And here comes this other gal from the opposite side of Annie's property. She comes running over, knocks that roaster out of that woman's hands and yells at her, don't throw that on her, she'll blister. I mean, she had over 96% of her body was third-degree burns. You can't blister something that's not there. And the only ill effect that I found out later, the only ill effect that could possibly have had it would have thrown her into that much more extreme shock, and she would have probably passed away from it right then and there, from the shock. Well, I told that gal, I said, I chewed that one lady out. I said, you get the hell away from us. You get away from here, get away. I said, I'll get up and punch you, get away. And I told that gal, go get another bucket of water. Well, and then out of the corner of my eye, here's that gal that had the pan, her husband running over with 2 5-gallon buckets full of water. And he gets over, and I started talking to Annie again, and I go, and Annie's crying, and you can tell she's in a lot of pain. And I said, Annie, I don't know what to do for you, but I said, where does it hurt the worst? And I thought, man, we'll take our t-shirts, whatever, soak them in the water and lay them on her to, cool her off wherever it hurts the worst. And she held up her hands. The bottoms of her hands looked just like mine do now. No burns at all on the bottoms of her hands, but along all the edges, the tops of her hands were just charcoal black from the burns. The edges, the nerves were hurting so bad. And I thought, I didn't know really what to do. So I had one of those buckets next to me, and I asked this guy, I said, can I have your shirt? And he took his shirt off, and I soaked it in that bucket, and I wrapped her hands. I put the shirt between her hands, so it was sandwiched between her hands. Then I wrapped that shirt, and then I just kept taking handfuls of water and kept putting it on that shirt. And all of a sudden, it was just like the world changed. All of a sudden, she's got a big smile on her face, and she goes, oh, that feels so good. That's the only part of her that felt any pain, was her hands. As long as that cold, fresh water was being poured on her hands, she said, oh, no, I feel okay. She says, I can tell I'm hurt. And she says, but I can't see. And I said, no, the doctors will have to see what they can do for your eyes. And and I said, Annie, what happened? What happened to you? Why did this happen? And she goes, I don't know. She said, the gas man was in the living room, leaned over my heater, working on it, but he didn't have any of the lights on. And she said he couldn't see nothing, so I turned the living room light on. And then I don't remember what happened after that. That's what set off the explosion. That she had come into the house. We had found out from the neighbor that Alan that she was with. When the gas man got there, the gas man told her, you stay here while I go fix your gas leak. He went over there, and she insisted, and she went over after he went into the house. And she had come in through the front door, came back into the living room, turned the living room light on, and set the place ablaze. The thing is the explosions like that, a lot of times those propane explosions, they're massive, super hot. I worked with the fire department for 15 years. Been through all the trainings, felt the heat, and learned through the fire department that those flashes, those propane flashes like that, they'll blow the walls out of houses. It's terrible. But very often, there's no lasting fire. There's the explosion and the high heat, and then there's no ongoing fire. So her whole house had virtually everything inside had been scorched, but not set ablaze. It was just scorched. And so while we were waiting for the ambulance, she kept asking me about Pee-Pee, her bird. Those poor EMS people when they got there, and they're trying to help her, and she kept insisting. They kept telling me, Sty, you have to stay back, and she kept saying, no, no. But she would not quit about Pee-Pee, her bird. And she kept asking these EMS paramedics and the rest of them, how's my Pee-Pee? Is my Pee-Pee okay? They didn't understand. You can imagine, they didn't understand. And I had a hell of a time explaining to them. Finally, I grabbed the fire chief and I said, she's asking how her Pee-Pee is. And I said, that's her bird in the house. And they don't understand what she's talking about. Oh my God. And he was a big guy, this fire chief. He goes over there, he pulled each one of them EMSs back and told them what's going on and then let them go back to work. And then all of them are trying to sympathize with, keep her calm. And she started getting very over agitated over the fact that nobody would tell her how Pee-Pee was. And I actually got really chewed out by the fire chief because I went in the house. And I know where Pee-Pee would be, and that's in her bedroom. And I thought maybe that blast didn't affect the bedroom. Well, it burnt all the oxygen out of the building when the explosion occurred. All the oxygen was sucked out of that building, and so Pee-Pee didn't make it. But she had this nice hand embroidered birdcage cover, and the birdcage cover wasn't scorched, and it was sitting on the nightstand. So I picked that up, put it over the cage, took the cage out, and they were just wheeling her into the ambulance. And I told them, I said, don't look in the cage, but that's Pee-Pee. And Pee-Pee ain't peeping no more, but just let her know that there's Pee-Pee. And I said to her, I said, Annie, they're going to get you to the hospital now. They're going to take care of you. And I managed to get Pee-Pee out of the house, and they got Pee-Pee. Pee-Pee's going to ride with you to the hospital, and they'll take care of Pee-Pee after you're there. And she goes, but I can't see him. And I said, the cage is right next to you. And she reached out with her left hand. She pulled it out of that. They let her keep that because every time they tried to remove that shirt from her hand, she'd start screaming, just terrible. She pulled her hand out of that shirt and reached over, and she felt that embroidered cover and the cage. Put her hand back in that shirt. She laid back, and I found out about 3 days later that they didn't make it 3 blocks, and she passed away. After going through the whole house, almost everything in the house was destroyed. Almost everything shattered. In the kitchen, her cupboards, the doors were all blown off the cupboards. All the dishes were shattered. Everything was shattered in that house. Oddly enough, in her favorite little Victorian chair with the high arms on it that she'd sit and embroider, right on the side was her Stradivarius violin. No damage. So fortunately, my mother was able to get a hold of Annie's daughter. She wasn't the one that let her know what happened to Annie, but she got a hold of her, got her address, And she got this local antique outfit, this something or other of antiquities place, and asked them if they could ship that violin to her daughter. And they did at zero cost. They packed that thing up. They said, it's got, and it was crated. It was put in a big, heavy wooden crate because they said that that violin was probably worth about $18,000 to $20,000. Yeah, they said it was a very early Stradivarius and quite rare and worth at least 18,000 to 20,000. Now, mind you, that was back in 1971. It was worth that kind of money, and they set it up so that my mother was notified the minute that Annie's daughter received it. And Annie's daughter did get a hold of us and tell us that she got it and that it's going to be treated as family heirloom and that it was going to actually be given to some kind of music museum somewhere. And so I tell you what, if you were to put old Annie, her fiddle, and Pee-Pee the dancing bird on America's Got Talent, they'd win hands down. So, sad story, but every cloud has a silver lining. It's because of people like Annie Heineman that made me who I am. So I guess I got as much Annie Heineman that was necessary to kind of be soft-hearted towards those folks that don't have somebody else. So that's the rest of the story. Annie Hyman doesn't play the fiddle anymore, but now it's been done in the story. So Annie lives on. So there you are. I hope in what was probably an odd sense that you enjoyed that story. So there we go, guys. Now, you don't have to be quiet. We can talk about things that'll cheer you right up. But you needed to know what the fate of Annie the Fiddle Player was.
Yes.
Definitely tugs up the heartstrings.
Yeah.
Holy crap. I was not expecting that shoe to drop.
Well, it's, there's a lot of lessons to be learned about the life and loss of Annie Heineman. I mean, get the most, I guess, out of anyone or anything you can in the world, because it could disappear. I mean, it could, that might be all you get. So whatever you do get, value it. And it is sad, but I'll tell you what, that Annie didn't live for nothing. I mean, she definitely left her mark. I think I'm testament to that. She left her mark. And I was, even at 14 years old, I was very, very happy to find out that she passed away within 2 city blocks of them pulling out. I didn't want her to suffer. There's no way.
No.
There's, it might sound terrible, but there was no way I wanted her to survive that. There's no way I wanted her to have to survive that, because she would have never been able to, let alone her disfigurement, her loss of sight, been able to live with the loss of her little bird.
Yeah.
That scared me all the time. Even before that incident ever happened, it always scared me. Oh God, someday I'm going to go there and find out that her damn bird fell off his perch and broke his neck because he didn't have no feathers. He couldn't fly, you know. And I was always worried I'm going to go there someday and she's going to be so downtrodden because Pee-Pee bit the dust, you know. and where are you going to find another bald parakeet that can dance to a fiddle, you know? Yeah. So she had it, you know, she was 79 years old when she passed away. So, you know, she had a long, full life, and, you know, it might have been a tragic end, but, yeah. I believe to her she had a nice full life.
Yeah.
Well, the cool part was that you got to meet her, you got to help her out while, you know, you were young. You probably learned some life lessons and things from her. You definitely, in that situation, learned some life lessons. So, you know, people are put in certain places for certain reasons.
And yeah, Phil, you're so right. And so many people, you know, you get put into certain circumstances, and I'm a firm believer there's a reason for everything. There's just not an answer for everything, you know. And it's coming to that point of acceptance where you say, yeah, you know, it is what it is. So that part of it I can give up, worrying about the why fors, and start thinking about, well, hey, I got to spend 2 years helping this gal out, and that whole 2 years, it was rare I didn't see a smile on her face. The only time I saw her actually get kind of ornery looking was when she found out she didn't win Publishers Clearinghouse. That's, yeah. I used to always ask her, well, what if you won $1 million? What would you do with it? She says, I'll give you a big chunk of it. So I was rooting for her. I hope you win. You know, here's one thing she did for me that first winter. I was selling Christmas cards. All right. I belonged to this club where you could sell these Christmas cards and you made like 25 cents a box that you sold, right? And I thought I could make myself some money this winter. And so I'm running around the whole neighborhood and around town trying to sell Christmas cards to people. You know, order Christmas cards from me. I can make some money. Old Annie bought 8 boxes of Christmas cards from me. And she never sent a Christmas card to anybody. But she gave me one of my own Christmas cards I sold her with a $20 bill in it in 1970. Holy Jesus, that's what people were making per day if they were lucky. That was, I mean, and I thought 8 boxes of Christmas cards just to give me one. Because all 8 boxes, the other 7 were still totally wrapped in her house when they went in to clean her house out and demolish the place. And they demolished the house and backgraded the lot, and now it's a little tiny neighborhood park in there. It's got a merry-go-round and a swing and a slide. So nobody ever lived on that lot again. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry, Dr. Smith. I'm sorry to anybody out there that this touched a little too hard. Phil, The
You might have had the same issue I did the other day.
Yeah, come to think of it, metal music, 1970. 1970. Because I know in 69, minimum wage was 60 cents an hour.
I don't remember. I was -7 then.
-7.
My parents were dating.
I was, in 1969. Throughout the summer, I was working full time at a grocery store at the time, and they had to pay me minimum wage, my 60 cents an hour. That's be bad, man. When you got to work 10 hours to make $6. Your weekly paycheck was great. Be $14 to $16. What are you laughing about now, Phil?
Oh,
I don't know.
You gotta share when you got a good laugh.
Look at his avatar.
Oh, geez. Yeah, that was it.
I never look so good.
Oh, yeah, no shit. No, I like your other channel. Put that back up. Oh, that's a good channel, too. Yeah.
Blondes do have more fun.
That's,
Yeah, the blonde. Dark is boring.
Are you gonna go back to blonde?
Yeah.
Cool. Doggone it, we got to get you in a place with a big bathtub. Yeah. It's been quite a while since I've been in a big bathtub with a blonde.
But I went dark, everything went straight to hell. Yeah. So. Yeah.
So with the pink avatar.
Hey, Saucy Shane. Yeah, isn't that the way it is, though?
I went.
I mean,
I went.
Don't control yourself. Get a towel, would you?
Get a towel. Would somebody wipe that up, please?
Yeah, really?
Yep. We have a spill in aisle 3. Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah, Shane, I know what you're talking about. My last camp, 2-week-long camp, I actually got a video that I'm trying to get Delmora to properly export for me, and then I can post it. That is for the members. And I'll probably do the same type of video for the regular audience, but it's called Missing You. I mean, I go out to camp. Yeah, I used to solo camp for a month at a time, and I didn't think of nobody while I was out in the woods. I just loved it. Just me in the woods. But that last 2 weeks, boy, all I kept thinking about was all you guys out here. It's like, what are they doing? What are they up to? I hope everybody's okay. And God, I haven't heard from them. And then when I had Adventures in the Heartland, Jan and John come out to camp, and I had been at camp for a week and a half already. And the very first thing out of their mouths is, have you taken your pills? Mom wants to know. And I go, well, how is she? She's fine. She's checking up on me out here, huh? Oh, yeah, she's always asking. So, yeah. It's amazing how tight we can all get, on YouTube. The miles don't seem to matter,
Well, you get concerned about people,
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially people that have health conditions.
Wonder who that is.
At the time to make sure I'm not on, I can shut my alarm off.
Especially people with health conditions. Who the heck's got health conditions?
Yeah, we're all 20-something. We're just fine, right?
Me?
Yeah. I
have to take the hat.
Yeah.
They found a blood clot when I was after my knee surgery.
Oh yeah. Oh, I was on blood thinners for quite a while. I had a micro stroke back when I think I was 47 years old at that time. Had a micro stroke and that was kind of scary, but then everything seemed good and okay, you know. I was diabetic, but otherwise everything seemed good and okay. And then one day sitting in my office at work, all of a sudden, boom, felt like somebody shot me in the chest with a shotgun. Yeah. Oh, first heart attack.
Oh.
Then kept having them buggers, and they kept putting stents in and all kinds of garbage. And wasn't until, what the hell was that, guys? 3 years ago? 4 years ago now, I think. Yeah, then I had a major one. That's when they crack open the walnut and go in and fix the plumbing. And the doctor really got upset with me though when she told me. She says, you know what? You're not going to be able to drink anymore, and you can't smoke anymore. And I just got a big smile on my face, and I said, thank you very much. And she said, I've never had somebody say thank you when I told them they had to quit 2 bad habits. And I said, oh, I didn't hear you say nothing about quitting. You said I couldn't drink anymore or smoke anymore. I'm not going to drink or smoke any less. But she goes, no, you don't get it. You don't get it. Why? And she says, you got to take good care of your heart now. I said, hey, this one, before you fixed it, it lasted 60 years. Now you went in and rebuilt it, right? And she goes, yeah, a lot of work to rebuild it. And I said, I would think it would have at least a 30-year warranty on it.
Jeez.
And if I make it to 90, oh yeah, shit, yeah, I'll be happy. You're damn right. You're damn right. You know what I'll be doing on my 90th birthday, don't you? Yeah, everybody should know what I'm doing on my 90th birthday.
Gonna go out and find it.
Yeah, out there on the porch doing the dip with the gal.
I'm gonna go out and find a coon to dance with. Oh, Phil's getting into something.
Hey, yeah, he's eating some of his jerky, some of his Carolina Reaper beef jerky from Mission Meats.
It's good shit,
Phil,
man.
Hey, Phil, you want to give Mr. Fulton the link? He wants to come up and announce something. We'll let him come on up and do it. And while he's doing that, guys, I got to do this for all my great members out there. This will only take 1 minute. What a great bunch of folks. What a great bunch of folks. Oh, God. My legs are stiff today. I should get up and walk somewhere. I'm feeling pretty lazy. It was quite a job opening that damn box yesterday. I couldn't believe all that crap. And it did. All of the wrapping materials filled, I mean, tight full, a 13-gallon garbage bag. I couldn't believe how much garbage was on my couch after I was done. It just, yeah. Yeah. It's, Mr. Fulton said, Kentucky Fried Chicken is finger licking good from Colonel Sanders. Yeah. They shut ours down. Our KFC left town several years ago. Now to get KFC for me, it's closest one is about 60 miles from here.
Oh, the last chicken place I went to was Popeyes.
See, we don't have any Popeyes up by us.
And I wasn't impressed with it.
No.
No, because I prefer like
Hey,
the
Roman.
chicken tenders. And their chicken tenders are just overcooked.
Oh, yeah. That's a bummer.
Yeah.
It's a bummer.
Yeah, I wasn't impressed with their ghost pepper wings, but their chicken sandwich is always good. That spicy chicken sandwich.
Oh, is it?
Nice and juicy. Take the spicy out of it. Just the fact that it's nice and juicy.
That was, and that's at Popeyes?
Yeah.
See,
better
now,
than anything Wendy's ever put together.
I ate at Popeyes years ago when I was traveling a lot, but not having one anywhere nearby. Yeah. Yeah, Roman, I saw that, man. You were in my prayers, buddy. That is a bummer. That's a bummer. Didn't you say that's number 3 this year, 2020? Yeah. It's tough, man.
Two this year. 2 family members in a month.
I've been lucky this year so far. Year's not over. I never.
Well, that's why I didn't have many posts in October, because I was flying to Maine twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not too pleased with this year.
It's been a rough year. 2020 has just been a terrible, rough year. It hasn't been. I have to say, for me personally, I got a reprieve this year. But all my dear friends going through all kinds of hardships and miseries this year. It's just, yeah, this is a year I wish hadn't happened.
I concur.
Keep in mind, this year's almost gone. It's almost gone.
Oh.
And if you want to cheer up and have a good time, have fun, come on over to the Sty Shack Christmas Day, because I'm going to do another 8-hour Christmas Day stream. So.
Oh, wow.
Last year's was so damn much fun. Oh, it was so fun. So, yeah. So I'm doing it again this year. It's great. And last year I was doing, this time of the year, I was doing a little bit of fundraising to help me make 4 families' Christmases special last year.
That's cool.
And it worked really well. It was awesome. It was awesome. And all of those here in the U.S. know that we all got a stimulus check last spring, summer, early summer, whatever the hell it was. And I was able to take over half of that, and I've got 2 families covered for this Christmas. So,
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so that's not even an issue this Christmas. I got them already up front covered. Yeah, Yeah, that's great. Yeah. Yeah, Roman. Hey, buddy. We can't be there with you, but man, right there in the soul, man, we're with you, brother. Roman. Roman, no, I said I got it all covered. I got Christmas covered, man. Oh, Roman, you're too much. You're too much. Yeah. Oh, oh. Well, I guess I can play Mystery Santa at one of the local stores. I like doing that too, the week before Christmas. I know most of the store managers in our community, and I'll sneak in, talk to the manager, and tell him, hey, I want every 10th customer for the next 2 hours. I'll cover whatever the hell. I'll cover up to $20 or whatever they got on the counter. People get a thrill out of that. They get up there and they buy $40 worth of stuff, and they say, "Oh, well, that'll be $19.95," and they go, "No, that's $40." No, Mystery Santa covered half of that. People just get, man, it freaks them out. Yeah, and I like doing it randomly because then, and I've had people say, "Oh, well, you should make sure that it only goes to someone really nice and this and this and nice." And I tell them, I don't know if they're nice people or not. They're just people. I mean, it could be a rich guy that got it and he goes, "Oh my God, somebody would actually do that towards me. Maybe I should take some of my big wad and go spread it around." You don't know the effect it'll have. Or you just might hit that one customer that's down and out and they're spending their last $20, and all of a sudden they find out they get to keep that 20 and they get to take the items they needed. It's fun. It's fun to do. Oh, Lazy Nate, that's cool. That's cool. That is. I like how the two organizations I work with to help these families out. Gemma, you guys need to know that I've got my families covered this Christmas. You give it, yeah, anything that's tagged with a purpose like that, I set it aside, and it'll go to help somebody for Christmas. That's wonderful of you. That's wonderful. Whatever you do, guys, don't get me wrong. I brought Christmas up because it's a fun topic. And if my clips weren't buried in my Christmas file, I'd be throwing up some of Samantha's clips, just by that put a smile on everybody's faces. I tell you what, Samantha's little mini clips for Christmas are to die for. They're so funny. Look at her. She shakes her head. She made them. I am using them. They are so damn blasted cute, and you just laugh. You just go, "Oh shit!" Yeah, really makes for a fun Christmas. PayPal donations are not taxable. Super chats are. The thing with PayPal is you got to make sure that you don't say that it's a commercial payment, that it's a donation. If it's a donation to you, PayPal does it's actually I got to watch it because in my career I was a certified public accountant, so I got to watch what I say. Technically, yeah, PayPal donations are taxable. You're supposed to report them, but PayPal does not report them. PayPal doesn't 1099 you for donations. But if somebody clicks that it's a commercial payment, that they're paying for something or they're buying something from you, then they'll send you a 1099, and that has to be reported in your taxes. And any super chats and or memberships, those we get 1099s from YouTube, well, from Google for AdSense. We get 1099. That has to be included in your tax filings. Phil, did you send Mr.?
Yeah, I sent it to him on my Instagram Messenger.
Okay. Yeah, Mr. Fulton, it was sent to you. Oh, you can't earn taxable income for the VA. That's a bummer. Yeah, I'm on Social Security, and well, until I reach 65, the rules change. This year I still got another full year yet. So, but I can make about 13 grand a year before it affects my Social Security, and so I got to watch, that I don't make too much. Yeah, Lorna Jones, that's another good way to do it too. Is say that it's family or friends, that you're sending it as a family member or a friend. Me and Running Water, we're sending money back and forth to each other constantly, back and forth, and he's my son, So yeah, cold day in hell, they're going to tax me for that. They taxed me enough on that kid over the years. They ain't getting no more. Roman says, my beer is empty. Well, there's got to be a full one within reach there, buddy.
That's something he says 24 times a day.
I know. Yeah.
It's something new.
The only time he isn't saying that is when he's in this position.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yep. When he's got something in his mouth. Called a beer. There's Mr. Fulton. Hey there.
Good evening.
Good evening. What's up?
Hey, Q. Well, my mom and my brother not feeling well.
Well, you can yell at.
I know. Sorry.
What'd you do?
Nothing really.
Well, you don't want to do nothing because that gets you in trouble too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing I wanted to tell you guys that I did my audition yesterday.
Yeah.
I did very well. But I'm still waiting for the audition results.
Oh yeah.
But it's not until January of next year.
Oh,
yeah.
That's a long time to wait.
Till January. Gotta wait till January.
Yep.
Yep.
So, I just need some prayers. I'm all in my brother, Emily and Carlton, not feeling well today.
Well, hopefully they're feeling better soon.
They will, but they just tested positive.
Yeah. They tested positive?
Yep.
Yeah, it doesn't mean, again, doesn't mean that someone's going to pass. It just means that they're going to be sick for a week or two, and then they'll get over it. 99.9% of the people do.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
just keep them comfortable. understand they're going to be ornery and whatnot because they're not feeling well, and just be patient with them.
Yeah. Well, we just hope they get feeling better soon.
Yep,
Just keep them in your prayers still.
will do.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I asked my doctor when I talked to her for about 3 minutes last week.
Mhm.
I asked her, I said, now when I go to my appointment on December 3rd, if I test positive, I said, then what? She goes, for you, nothing changes. She says, you're isolated unless you're out in the damn woods anyway. So she says you're just going to have to play it by ear, and it all depends on how you feel. And she said, I just want to know if you end up with respiratory issues. That's the only issue is how's the breathing, you know?
Yeah, that's terrible. It happens sometimes.
Hey James. JCT, hi.
What's up, JCT?
All right, well, I better head off here anyways. I'll keep you guys updated until
You do that.
I get
You
further
do
information.
that. Hey,
And I will
you take
post a
good
video.
care.
I will probably post a video on YouTube.
Very good.
There you go.
I might do it tomorrow morning.
Cool.
Take care, people.
Take care.
Praise to Mom.
Thanks. I will.
See you, man.
All right, see you.
Hey,
Yeah.
Newman Outdoors.
Hey Newman.
Hey, JCT.
Yeah, hey, they're right back at you, James.
Hey Newman. Hey JCT.
Roman. I don't trust him. Science sucks. I was terrible in high school. I always got science. I got in trouble with because we had things when I was in school that most of you did not. Like
How to chisel a wheel out of stone?
shut the hell up, you. Now listen to me.
Castrated brontosaurus.
You need to respect your elders.
Trust me, that is.
I'm giving you credit. Jeez.
No, when I was in school, now this was what we weren't even in high school yet. I mean, we were like in 5th or 6th grade. You're sitting there, and our desks, they had where you lifted the lid up and it would lock, so it would be flat, you know. And the teacher would tell you, everybody lock your desks up in the flat position. You lock it up. And then she'd walk around with this bottle that was about that tall, about that big around. And it was about 2/3 full of this silvery gray liquid. She'd go around, and everybody had to put a sheet of paper on their desk, and she'd pour a puddle of that on every sheet of paper. And then she'd say, now we're going to learn about mercury. I mean, us kids were stirring that shit around with our fingers. And you know what's really cool? You got a big puddle about the size, a little bigger than a quarter on that piece of paper, and you take your hand and you go, that shit flies all over the room. Yeah. And you watch that stuff running down some kid's forehead, and you go, yeah, I got you. Yep.
And mercury poisoning. Yeah.
There was no such thing.
Mm-hmm.
At least back then there wasn't, you know.
I love the lead-based paint that they used on the number 2 pencils.
Oh yeah, yeah, and everybody chewed the hell out of them. Yeah, yeah. The boy, you talk about lead-based paint. Okay, I went to Georgia Tech. Okay,
What's up, B Wizzle? Hard life.
and I was, hey, B Whistle, it's good to see you. Hard life, good to see you. Okay, I went to Georgia Tech, and I became a certified lead-based paint inspector and risk assessor. Okay, so I was qualified in the field. And I thought I was going to get rich off that shit. I could have, but I just didn't like the idea. I was kind of ripping off the taxpayers with it, so I got out of the field. But what I found out is up here, Bayfield, Wisconsin is a port city on the Great Lakes, right? Lots of fishing boats. Well, over the years, they changed the fishing regulations and banned commercial fishing other than Native American fleets of boats, right? Well, Native Americans, they were pretty economically depressed on the reservations. So if they could find a deal on something, you have to get by. So you got to go with what's cheap. Well, you go into those Native American homes. Now, I'm talking 20 years ago. You go into those homes and you see all of these homes, the white they got painted on their walls looks so different. And some of them have this kind of rusty red color painted walls. And some of them have these kind of bluish gray walls. I went in there with what they call a spectrum analysis machine, and it measures the amount of lead through the substrate. In other words, through the drywall of a wall. You can shoot that and it'll tell you how much lead content is in every layer of paint and the wall. I'd go up to one of those walls and pull the old trigger, and that damn meter just about go off the chart. It's almost pure lead. I could not figure out. I'm cutting out samples of those, taking paint chips, sending them to the lab. They're coming back with lead content that's 165% higher than it should be. And I'm like, what? It doesn't make any sense. Well, I was talking to this old Native American fisherman, and I said, why am I finding so much lead in these Native American homes? He goes, could it be the paint? And I said, well, that's where I'm finding it, is in the paint. But where in the hell are they getting paint with that much lead? He says, down at the marina. I go, what do you mean at the marina? He says, that's what we painted the fish boats with. He says, that paint will last 40 years on a fish boat. And think of the elements that's got to go through. He says, it'll last 140 years in your house. He says, we all painted our houses with lead paint from the boatyard because it's a fourth of the price of paint from the hardware store. Holy God. So the inside of their houses were painted with boat paint from the 1930s and 1940s and 50s. And so, yeah, it was pretty bad. Yeah, I ate paint chips as a kid. Did you know that you could give your kid a palm full of paint chips and tell them, eat those, chew them up and swallow them, and then test their blood levels for the next 30 days. They'll elevate a little bit, but not extremely. You can take one of those little paint chips, just one, grind it down to a powder, and tell the kids, snort that. Snorts that powder. Test them just 48 hours later. His blood lead elevation will be so freaking high that there could be irreversible damage. It's the lead fumes and dust that gives you elevated blood lead levels, not a solid chip. It doesn't, your stomach doesn't dissolve that chip and get the lead out of it. It's the dust. After I went through my schooling, I was amazed to learn some things. All these little toddlers, babies and toddlers with elevated lead, but yet there's no indication they ever ate chips, lead paint chips. But their cribs are located underneath a window in the home. Did you know that they put lead in varnish and stains for wooden windows? Every time you open and close that window, those pieces of wood rubbing together, you get this you get micro lead dust, and the babies and toddlers are breathing it in, and their elevation goes right to the roof. Boy, and that's where when I did risk assessment, I would go into a family's home and risk assess their whole home. And when I tell them, whoa, that baby's crib under the window, no, get them across the room against that blank wall, as far away from that window as possible. And at a minimum once a week, wipe down the window sills with a wet towel to get any dust off of it. Holy God, people were just like, wow, yeah, spicy. Samantha had to go, had to drop off. Oh, love you, girl. Love you. Thank you for being here. I'm sorry about the sad story. You and Ann helped me get through it.
Yeah, I was a mess. I tried to keep it up, but
yeah, but you got such a big heart. I feel it, and you helped me get through it.
My heart is broken in 1,000 pieces. So.
Well, you got such a big heart, though. I grab those pieces and squeeze them together and hang on to.
Yeah, I think I need that.
That's the only. Sometimes that's the only way you can do it for Ann. Is you got to grab all those pieces and squeeze them together and get her heart back together and give her a big hug.
Bear hug.
Yeah. I haven't had a hug in months, so yeah, I can do that.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've had aluminum wiring in my house.
I think there was.
I don't know. I don't know why the membership join button doesn't show up there.
Is it
on a phone app? It might not be due to size constraints.
Yeah, on
That's
the phone.
What I'm thinking is
on
that
the phone is different, but I can put it here and maybe you can click on it. Hang on, Sty. If it's looking after your, hang on.
I'll let you try to get that up there. I'll be right back, guys. Hang tight.
Thanks for the warning.
Go get the coffee. Penis.
Hey.
Love you, Sty.
We hear you peeing.
I did that once, and he spilled coffee all over the place. I yelled penis or boobies or something like that. And he poured the coffee all over the bench and the floor, and yeah, it was a mess.
That's perfect.
It was fun.
Just have to keep dropping stuff like that when he's got it in his hands.
I tried to, but yeah, I can't. Seems to get the right time now to like put it. Yeah.
It's down to a timing thing.
Thank you, Newman. Love you, Roman. Penis.
Boobers. B-Wizzle, try that link that Ann posted in there. See if that works for you.
With Sty, he have a big TV, so he pulled the TV so he can see everything, even from his bathroom, kitchen. And he has the volume up so he can hear you. Yeah, he don't want to miss anything. So yeah.
I heard your conversation. And
yeah.
Just so you know, Joe, there was a time I said, I'll be right back. And I ran over and I've got coffee made, but I don't want to sit there and just cook. So I shut it off. So I grab it, microwave it, and then I add my creamer. And so I come out of the kitchen with a full cup of coffee. Going to stick it in the microwave. And just as I'm going in the microwave with it, I hear Ann yell out, "Penis!" And I caught the edge of the tray in the microwave, and that whole cup went everywhere, out of the microwave, down my counter, and dripping on the floor. And I'm panicking. I'm running to the kitchen, grabbing paper towels and trying to mop up all that mess. And then I had to remake a fresh cup. And I come back and sit down, and I'm going, do not be yelling penis when I'm off for a cup of coffee. And the timing was so perfect that, yeah, it caught me right off guard, and I spilled that whole dang cup of coffee. She loved every second of it.
Oh, I imagine. So when your coffee pot dies, you need to get a coffee pot like I do. I've got one of those Mr. Coffees, but the pot itself is a double-walled carafe.
Yeah, where the pot's a carafe. Yeah,
it stays hot for about 4 hours.
Well, this morning I brought in one of my big Stanley thermoses.
Oh, okay.
And so I'm going to start using that. But I left it in the kitchen. That's why I had to run to go get this second cup.
Oh.
That's B was thank you, girl. Where? There's that. Come on. There it came up. There. We got another member. Thank you, B Wizzle. Awesome. That's great. The scrapping together snuck in too. Good to see you. Yeah, I get yakking away, and I miss sometimes the folks that are out in that chat. Sorry. You latecomers, in a way, I have to say you're lucky, because my Sty story tonight, I think a few people, I know, I saw the viewership stayed up really nice during this story. Right after the story, boom, a lot of people, I think, were running for Kleenex. And
bastard. I had to do that too, I have it there,
I was prepared myself,
Yeah.
and I'm the one telling the story. I mean, it was sad, but you put it in desktop mode, and then you were able to. Okay, cool. That's good to know when anybody else asks that. Thank you, B Wizzle. That's cool. Actually, B Wizzle was a member before, and so that's cool, because in my membership spreadsheet, I just punch it right back in there, and that's cool. I got too many things going on my computer tonight. What the hell? I got to
15
quit
hard
doing that.
drives yesterday. You got to install and
Yeah.
He's in the red light district again.
Who's in the red light district?
Who you think?
Phil. Isn't he always?
He's
Yeah,
on the island.
more or less.
I heard he's looking for members that way,
Members,
come on,
voters, whatever.
You can afford it.
Oh, that is why his number is getting up, isn't it? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. He doesn't do, the kind of subtle stuff like that,
So is that what I have to do? Maybe. No, let me run away. Let me run away. Yeah.
Phil, though,
if I do that.
Phil, though, working those red light districts for memberships, I'd rather have memberships for cash.
Oh.
And that's it, is for you to collect on memberships in that red light district. You got to go down there almost every week of the month to collect, because they ain't using no damn online payment.
They might nowadays.
Venmo me.
Yeah.
All right, that's
Deal.
That's funny, but in a way it's not, because I was talking to this old buddy of mine, and he was an investigator. He was an investigator in Seattle, worked for the Seattle PD, and they were catching gals that had those attached on to your phone. You attach them to your
Scan the card.
smartphone. You can scan the card. And they had girls working the streets that you could use your credit card. Yeah, they were arresting gals that had card readers and were accepting credit card payments. So that's not so far-fetched.
There you go.
Well, I guess it's just this day and age, Otherwise, how would them gals work if we ever eliminated cash and just went all plastic, Where are you going to swipe that card,
You got a card reader, you go right between the boobs, or you insert it in the other.
It's
and just
more
let it sit there
plastic here in Norway now, so yeah.
That's it.
But we use something that called something phone.
So if it doesn't have a smart chip in it, you swipe it up here. Otherwise, you insert it because it's got a smart chip. All right.
Right. You gotta pay to play.
That is no. Oh no. Now it makes me not want to accept the credit card for anything. Yeah.
Well, that's probably about as dirty as cash.
Here, can you swipe that for me? No, I ain't touching your card. Who knows where that card has been?
Where do you? Oh no! Forget. Yeah.
Where what?
No.
Yeah, lazy Nate. Yeah, I just so you're aware, lazy Nate. I've been around death more than my share in my lifetime. So Annie Hyman was that situation. I had already experienced 3 terrible death-related incidents before that. So, but with Annie Hyman, I tell you, it doesn't get it easier. It's just different. It just doesn't get easier. Look at the colors going on down there.
And you can use it like this, yeah. I can do the same behind there.
He's fixing to start up a rave.
Yeah,
I was going to say the everything spicy disco, for Christ's sakes.
Talk about
it won't be long. He'll have a spinning silver ball up there on the ceiling.
The blue
and
one
he'll be coming in dressed up like John Travolta, for Christ's sakes.
Put the blue one on, Phil. That's light blue. Green. That. Okay. Oh, now it's going off.
You got the lighting, but no background music,
What is love, baby? Don't hurt me. No more.
Hey, welcome back, Shane.
I want to kiss you all over.
Oh, yeah, right.
Over again. To my closest sin. Stay with me, lay with me, holding me, loving me, baby. Oh, baby. I know, Sty. Oh, of course. I need a hug. I need a hug. I need a really, really big hug.
Big bear hug.
Oh, yeah.
We'll have to go. We'll have to go into a private chat. I ain't getting bear on here. I didn't say that shit. Yeah.
Where's Jim Bob been?
What?
B-Wizzle.
Yeah. Yeah. Where's Jim Bob been? Been hiding since
I don't think
election.
since he had that ghost pepper donut. I ain't seen hiding a hair of him.
Yeah. That ghost pepper donut. He didn't like that shit, boy. You sneaking them donuts in on him. Yeah. That's supposed to be true breakfast food sitting around
Right.
the kitchen.
I mean, he didn't have the muffin to have the donut.
Yeah.
Donut made him in.
That's it. And he had options. So it's his own fault. He picked the donut. Yeah.
It's because I had this.
But that video, that kind of told me, yeah. I know a couple family members that have come and visit that I wish I would have had a really hot spike pastry of some kind sitting on the counter for that SOB to take instead of digging into my good food. Yeah.
You seen this guy before?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
A lot of this, Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Always flipping me off.
It's touch your junk time. Poor content for that.
Speaking of Jim Bob, I have some blazing rectums. It should be a C there. Rectums. So.
Yeah. Well, Phil, you did blazing rectums, didn't you?
That wasn't so bad.
Yeah, I thought I recalled you doing it, watching you do it.
That was this morning for me.
But Phil put it in his mouth.
More than once.
Yeah.
I know.
I've got some instant regret coming.
That's nuts.
Life.
Aye. That's yeah. That's something. That's something. How long you been doing the spicy shit, Phil?
You like to lick
About
it.
2 years now.
About 2 years. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my channel didn't start until like the first of the year or whatever, but I started screwing around with shit about this time prior to the channel.
Yep. So if he went and saw a shrink now and they asked him, what's your biggest regret? And he'd say, the last 2 years. Yeah. Should have never started this pepper shit. You're in it now, man. You're in it now. Everybody, everywhere you go, they go, there's Phil. Oh boy.
Who is that?
Hey, you leave 2.0 out of this.
That 2.0 hasn't made much of an appearance lately. He just sits back there and stays quiet nowadays.
But Terry is just in the mankini. You remember that, Phil?
Say what?
We had the mankini and the beard.
Not good. Quit bringing that up.
Did he wiggle around on the screen for you? Did he?
Oh, he was doing everything. Yeah.
Phil was getting a little out of control for a while there.
No, not Phil.
No, not at all.
No.
God, there was that one freaking night he's up there and he's shaking his shit and showing off stuff and the damn super chats were coming in so damn fast you couldn't even put your own regular chat in there. I mean, I thought, man, look at this guy. He's just raking it in. They just, up there. But towards the end of the night, you could tell another super chat come in and you go, oh, God. Getting up. He was getting wore out, man.
That day he was sore. He was getting up and up and up. Yeah.
Yeah, they were wearing the hell out of him. Yeah. And then
super chat folks were more for Ann than they were for me. So
yeah.
No, not that time. Not that time. No.
Well, that Ann benefited my channel that one night. It was just so awesome. Every time she would show off Winnie the Pooh, man, somebody super chat me $20, you know. And I thought, keep showing it, Ann, keep showing it. You're doing good, girl.
That's all. That was in the beginning when I was starting to get up on your channel.
Yeah, and I was so surprised that you shared that with the whole audience. And then it was double surprised when the audience started sharing with me just because you were sharing. I was just, I like this girl, boy. She's, yes. I am going to definitely get to know her. Yeah.
Yeah, and you regret it after that.
So. And here you are.
Oh, I have never regretted it.
I don't know.
I've walked away a little confused a couple times, but I've never regretted a thing.
I think everybody has done that. Even Phil.
I couldn't believe it. I could not freaking believe it. That really had me shocked was when you were out there mowing the damn grass as Sty 5.0 or whatever 0.0 you are. When I saw that video, I'm going, what the hell is she doing? I couldn't believe it.
Well, I had more plans, but Phil's problem. I had nobody to film it, you know. Yeah.
Right.
I wanted to do more, but
good night, Martin.
If I ask that guy upstairs, he will put the camera like the other way. He will film himself instead. So yeah, that's not good. Yeah. He's no good with a camera in the hand. That's just no. $10,
$10 an hour, 8 hours a week, no tips.
So let's discuss Winnie the Pooh. How long ago was this?
This is over a year ago now.
Oh yeah, it was. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was looking back at my streams and when Ann and Phil and Samantha and all them were first starting to come on my streams and looking way back. Ann and I always laugh when we're talking to Sam about when Sam was first streaming with us, or we'd have private chats. You wearing these big old glasses, big glasses, and she'd get like this to read the chat. She's constantly raising her camera.
We can't hear you, Sty.
Good.
Oh, those big glasses?
They're yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was funny. And then both Phil and I were, whenever I talked to her and whenever Phil talked to her, she was always in her kitchen, right? And you could see about half of her kitchen and towards the dining room. And Phil would tell her, well, why don't you clean your kitchen? Look at all that garbage on the counter. And it's giving her grief about her kitchen. I was chatting with her one day and Cullen, her son, was just hounding her. I want my lunch. And she goes, I'm going to have to fix him his lunch. And I said, what are you fixing him? Well, he wants mac and cheese. And I said, oh, cool, make it. We can chat while you make it. So she starts setting up and she looks in the fridge and she goes, oh my God, I don't have any milk. I need milk for it. And I go, oh. She goes, that kid, she says, if I tell him he can't have his mac and cheese, I'll have to get off this call because all hell's going to bust loose. And I said, well, have you got half and half cream, in your fridge? No. I said, do you have coffee creamer in your fridge? And she goes, no. I said, do you have powdered coffee creamer? Well, yeah. I said, okay. Pour some of that in a glass with some water and reconstitute it. And you do it thick, so that it's nice and milky, creamy. And you use that instead. And she goes, I'll try it. And she did. She fixed that mac and cheese, give it to the kid. The kid's in the other room chowing it down. Comes back, got to have seconds chowing that shit down. And I go, how'd he like it? She goes, he loved it. He loved it. She says, you saved my day. She said he would have had such a fit if he couldn't have had his mac and cheese. Yeah. Yeah. She goes, how did you know to do that? And I said, I raised 4 kids. I know what you might think we're out of that. You just don't tell them that you did it that way.
I see our mac and cheese, we boil the regular noodles and then we'll just stick, a dollop of butter in there and throw a few slices of cheese in there with a dollop of butter. We don't use any milk.
Well, yeah, you're making homemade mac and cheese.
Well, yeah.
She was making the box Kraft mac and cheese, the kit kind of deal. And it calls for 2/3 of a cup of milk. But yeah, for me, I make homemade mac and cheese, and I don't add milk to it. Usually don't need to, Really, you only add the milk in the Kraft kind, so that there's something there to dissolve the powdered cheese,
Gotcha.
Yeah. You could actually get it, and I've done it. My kids never knew it, but I just use straight water instead of milk. Yeah,
it'd work.
Yeah, it's the
milk probably tastes better.
Yeah, the milk makes it kind of creamier flavored, But that's like my kids. When we lived in Montana, we spent months living in these army tents, and everything was cooked out on the open fire or on the wood stove, and I'd make mac and cheese out on the open fire, and years later, we're living over here in Wisconsin, and the kids say, Dad, you haven't made us mac and cheese in forever. Would you make it? I said, sure, I'll make you mac and cheese. Made them mac and cheese, and they're sitting at the table and dished them all up, and they're looking at it, and my daughter says, Dad, why didn't you put any pepper in it like you used to out in Montana? I go, oh, well, guess what? There was no pepper in it out in Montana. That was ashes from the fire pit. They didn't have no damn pepper out there. Here they were going to complain about their mac and cheese because it didn't have any pepper in it. Then they found out they should have been complaining way back in Montana.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, Lazy Nate. That would be my opinion. 2 tablespoons of butter, and you got no milk? Okay, then let's make that 8 to 10 tablespoons of butter, and we got it covered. All butter is hard milk that just needs to be turned back to a liquid, right? Warm it up, and it's nice, rich milk. Well, quit looking at it.
Yeah, right?
I remember Running Water wouldn't remember. He was too little at the time, but it freaked him out. We were living on this small farm that I had bought, and I'd get raw milk from the neighbors, and we'd shake that milk down to we skim the cream off of it, and then we'd shake her down to butter. And the first time we did that, the kid's watching, and he sees us pour it out into this cheesecloth and drain all of the skim off of it. Take that wad of butter out, paddle that butter, and he's going, "What is that yellow stuff?" That's butter. No, it's not square. It'll be square once we put it in a mold. No, that came out of that milk. Then he didn't want to drink the milk. It's got that yellow stuff in it. No, it doesn't. That yellow stuff is the butter. We take that out.
I miss homemade butter and fresh milk.
Oh yeah. God, the farm fresh milk. Oh
yeah.
Loved it.
Straight off the teat.
I preferred it ice cold, but I drank many. We always had the scoop hanging in the barn. You scoop in the tank, and
yeah, I used to help my grandfather with running the machines to pump his cows.
Y'all are gross.
You're out there pumping cows, eh? You want to hear about the horse story?
Yeah, Sty's getting a different type of butter.
No, that's making cream. That's not making butter.
Sounds like something that should be on Jackass.
Yeah. Arcade. Here where I live, I can get fresh dairy all over the place. We have so many farms that have their own little dairy markets right on their farms, and we can get fresh whole milk here. It's unpasteurized. It's just fresh. I mean, it's right from the cow. But you do have to. You have every time you buy it, you got to sign a disclaimer, which nobody gives a shit. Sure, I'll sign that. Nobody gives a shit. There is, and I've never. I always make sure I know the farm and the farmer where I get my raw milk from. Because if you get it from a bad maintained farm, that shit can get you damn sick.
Pretty quick.
Yeah. I used to have the big 3-cylinder hand crank separator, separate all the cream. We'd pasteurize the milk and refrigerate it. It was just like the milk you bought in the store, except it was about 4 to 6% instead of 2%. Or to me, there's no such thing as 1% milk or skim. That is not milk. Just because they put MILK on it does not make it MILK. It's like lipstick on a pig. That all it is white water. It's white water is all you're drinking.
Yeah. Yeah, I prefer whole milk.
Yeah. I can drink 2%, but I prefer whole. And raw milk is even better.
I prefer my whole milk chocolate though.
Ooh.
I can get it at the city market here at the local grocery store. That's their store brand is whole chocolate. Their store brand chocolate milk is whole milk.
Whole milk, yeah. Oh, it's a lot richer.
Oh yeah,
it's better. A lot richer. Yeah. Yep.
Phil needs to go to bed, he says.
Yeah, he's a big baby.
Yeah,
we understand.
Well, it's only 20 past 8.
Yeah, where you're at.
Yeah.
It's like 3 o'clock in the morning where Ann is.
Yeah, and we wrap it up, and he goes, "Oh yeah, I better call it a night. It's a little after midnight now." And I'm sitting there, it's 1:30 in the fucking morning. I'm going, yeah, and I just did this big long stream, and we've been bullshitting until now. I'm telling them, I gotta get up. no ifs, ands, or buts by 6 o'clock, and it's after 1 o'clock in the morning. And yeah, I gotta be getting up early tomorrow too. And yeah, it's getting pretty late. Then I don't know why the hell I thought he was from Tennessee at the time. And I go, well, you're in Tennessee, aren't you? That's the same time as me. And he goes, no, I'm in Colorado. I go, oh shit, I gotta go. God damn Colorado. Yeah, it's getting kind of late. It's like Samantha. 10 o'clock in the morning, Anna and I happen to connect, and it's like, yeah, let's let Samantha know she can get on with us and talk. And then I got to remember, oh, it's only 7 o'clock there. Yeah, it's 7 o'clock in the morning. So what the shit? Yeah.
Have a good one, too.
Good night, Phil.
Have a good night. Thanks for being here, brother.
See you guys.
You have a good night.
You too. Bye.
Bye. Keep it spicy.
Hey.
Hey, that ain't my fault. That's his. He left. He left us all squished together.
I don't like that squeezing. I'm big. I don't like it.
All of a sudden, you're in the middle seat on an airplane.
I like that, but I don't just. I'm big.
Well,
I'm big.
I'll tell you what, I've been in the middle seat on a few airplanes where I didn't like that. It all depends on who's on either side of you.
Yep.
Yeah, that it does.
Yep. Oh, it used to drive my secretary nuts when I'd say, well, I got to fly back to DC, or I got to fly to Vegas, or I got to go here or there. And right away she'd say, so I got to fight with the airlines again about your seat. And I go, you get me my seat. I'll fire you if you don't. I had to have the exit seat, the front of coach at the exit door, because there's only 2 seats there. And they say you have to be physically able to get up and open that exit door. And I even told them, you want me to show you? I'll open that someday. Yeah, but I get that seat because there's nobody on that one side of you, and there's no seats in front of you, so you can stretch your legs out, and it's comfier than hell. And you're the first in line when the flight attendant comes through with the snacks and the drinks. Yeah. You don't ever have to hear, oh, we're all out of that. I seen you giving them out up there. Now we ran out. Nope. When you're up at that exit seat, everything fresh off the cart. Plus, if that plane's going down, guess what? This boy's first one out of it. Once it's on the ground, it's the first boy out. I got the door. And I'm not the door man. I ain't gonna open it and next. No, I'm opening. I'm first one out. Don't push. Hey, Cindy, you been there? Oh, there's Winnie. That's Winnie.
Now you got to see it too.
Now I know.
Where's Teresa? Teresa loaded.
Cindy has been cutting up green peppers for the last of the season hot sauce. Yeah, she went pepper crazy this year.
Yeah.
Lots of plants going, and
I don't have the room for it. I've got a couple 4x8 foot plant or a big 4x8 foot raised beds that I use, but I can still fit.
Good night, Freeman.
Good night. See you, brother.
30 or 40 plants in there. They're just haunted.
Yeah.
I'm not doing tomatoes again this year. Coming
No?
up. No. I had my knee surgery right in May.
Yeah.
And that was when we got it was a decent, nice weather, perfect for growing stuff. And my cherry tomatoes, you could grab one stem and it was at least 7 feet long to the base. So I didn't have a chance to trim them back because I was laid up for 2 months, couldn't walk.
Sure.
So
I had this one place we had. It was a trailer house, actually, a mobile home. And out front of it, I thought, what the heck? I was going to try these. Somebody gave me some heirloom cherry tomato seeds, and I said, yeah, I'll try them. So I planted them out in the front of the trailer. But I put them in a big planter. I mean, that bugger was huge too. It was almost 2 feet across the base. This was a big planter. And I started the seeds early in the season. So I put the plants out, and the plants were probably about 8-10 inches tall when I put them out. And they took off. Boy, I staked them, and they got nice and large. And they got so overladen with some of the best cherry tomatoes we had ever had. And I couldn't keep up with the damn things. I give them away, just giving them away to everybody. And at the end of the season, I can't remember what happened, but there was nothing I could do. I mean, I couldn't trim it all back, cut them down, get rid of them. So in the spring, here's this dead tomato plant standing there, And I had thrown leaves over that little garden plot in the front of the trailer, which is only 12 feet across. Threw leaves, about 2 feet of leaves on top of everything there, because I had some flowers growing in there. And I raked all those leaves back, and about a month later, I'm going, what the hell are these? And there's plants growing all over. I'm looking at them, and I'm going, those are tomato plants. All of a sudden, I've got a 6x6 section of that front garden is nothing but cherry tomatoes in it, huge tomato bushes. And I'm telling you, bushels of cherry tomatoes. And the nice thing is they were heirloom. So I did want to save some seeds. And I had, at the end of the prior season, I never got to plant them because they just came, all the tomatoes that fell off that plant germinated and grew the next spring. And I went by there this last spring, and we haven't lived there for 9 years, 10 years. I drove by there this spring or early summer. The whole front of that place now it's 6 by 12 feet of nothing but cherry tomatoes. It killed off the flowers, everything. It's just all cherry tomatoes. And yeah, it's pretty cool. Hey, Donald Morris, good to see you.
Woman, love you.
Yeah, no, I was giving away quarts, eating them right off the every time I go out after work, I go out, sit, and eat tomatoes.
You have a good night, Roman.
Give them away, neighbors. Just pulled them up by the roots.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing. That's the thing, Cindy, is I knew better. I don't know why I didn't do the right thing. All I had to do is that section that I had that first set of cherry tomatoes growing is don't compost it with leaves for the winter, just over where my flower bed was. If I would have left that and raked the soil up and then just cut the tomato plant out and throw it in my compost pile, nothing would have grown there. They would all froze out over the winter. But oh no, I protected them for the winter. So those seeds, they worked their way down in the soil and were ready to go come spring. Yep. Yeah, I just managed that. That one little plot I managed wrong. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Who's a softie like you? Oh, Donald. Oh, yeah. Everybody thought my story was Too sad.
was. It's nothing to say about that. It was. It was most heartbreaking you've told him here. I think. Yeah.
That wasn't the most heartbreaking moment in my life, but
No,
yeah,
I know
it
about
was
some of
it
those
was sad.
songs
It was
that
sad.
get rolled out here. You know. Yeah.
That's I don't. I've only got a couple more kind of sad ones on the whole list. So yeah, I think after doing a couple of years of Sty Stories, throwing a sad one in there can't hurt that much. Come on, guys.
Well, if you're on the bottom from the beginning, you know. Yeah.
Yeah. If you watch this one and it makes you too sad, go back and watch something like the Underwear Plague or one of those stories. Yeah, that's something that'll get you laughing.
Sty fall on his ass or something like that. Yeah.
Well, that one you don't have to go. You don't have to go anywhere for that. You just have to ask for it. And
Fucking son of a bitch! Oh, Jesus H. Christ. Now that doesn't happen often, but when it does, it pisses you off. I mean, Jesus. Jesus, Mary, Mother, and Joseph. Now, I get to explain that one to you. One little stinking branch over here caught in my stinking shoelace of my hiking boots, and I mean, it ripped the foot right off from underneath me. But nice enough, this is all soft, gooey ground here. Not really wet, but it's soft. And I just tucked and rolled. But boy, does that piss you off. And you're just moseying along. And there you go, something will snag you up. But yeah, that's one of those, oh, ain't that embarrassing? Because it wouldn't hurt you. It didn't hurt me.
Does it
well, it
help
hurt my pride.
for Jesus and Joseph and Maria? Does that help?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Donald Morris. I don't even know which hiking poles those were. I've got, I think, 4 sets of hiking poles like those. They're all black sets, and when I grab a set, a lot of times I don't know which set I got. Yeah. Burn that tree in my campfire. Yeah. No kidding. That stick I flicked with the pole off to the side, that's the one that got my shoelace that threw me on the ground. And you can see the 2 dark patches in the leaves where both my feet went out from under me, and I just spun and tucked and rolled. Yeah.
I like that when you sit on that
on that tree and it breaks.
Not with the tree, but when you made that chair.
Oh, my camp chair.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, I should get those little clips. I should get those. StreamYard.
Oh, my ass hurt a little bit.
Yeah, rubbing my ass.
Something like that.
But I pat the ground. I pat the ground next to me after I fall. Like, yeah, there we are. Oh, that really pissed me off too, because that one I surely didn't see coming. Because I use that chair all the time. I'm using it all the time when I'm out, especially when I'm setting up a base camp boondocking out in the middle of the woods somewhere. And that day, that ground, and I should have known better. And since then, I took those poles and I put sharp points on all three of them, sharp points, so that they stick right in the ground. Because they were just sawn off butt ends on those poles, and that ground was so damn hard. It was just like concrete with a little bit of grass on it. And so the poles, once I sat, the back pole is the one that went just pops right out. Put my ass on the ground. Yeah. Donald, I tell you what, it all depends on how I'm feeling and what the trail's going to be. If I have a pretty good idea what the trail's going to be, I can judge what I want to take for hiking. A lot of trails, I prefer a set of poles. I take 2 poles, and certain trails, certain type of hiking, I like to use just my wooden hiking stick, my trail stick. But I always at least have that single stick with me. And the poles, like when I go into Lost Creek Falls at the end, around the falls, you're climbing around on rocks and you're crossing the creek and stuff. Having a pair of poles really make it a lot easier. You just feel more stable and comfortable when you have a pair of hiking poles to use.
Dog is snoring like hell. Fuck it. It's a pain in the ass, especially night. She's laying like in her cage. She like to lay in a cage. So like half a meter from me, and snoring. Yeah. I got earplugs in, and I still hear like, like, oh. That is why I'm watching TikTok. If it's too quiet, she'll get like a little bit, what do you call it, stressed or something. So I have to put something on so she can fall asleep. Then I can fall asleep after that. Yeah. Yep.
That makes me think so much back when I was married, because my ex-wife insisted that I snored so bad she couldn't sleep, right? And I told her, I said, you should hear you. And we finally figured it out. Whoever really needs the sleep the worst, they went to bed before the other one. Because if they fell asleep, they'd sleep through the night. But if they tried to go to sleep after the other person did, then they're listening to that freaking snoring. They ain't never getting to sleep. And so there were some nights I didn't get any sleep all damn night listening to her like an old bear over there. And then there were nights she didn't get any sleep because she had to listen to me.
Hey, Joe.
But then when I got on the CPAP machine, I don't snore anymore. I don't snore at all. Hey, John. Good to see you. Hey, wiggle.
I just correcting my bra a little bit.
Just correcting it? Why? Did it say something bad? Did it do something wrong? I've seen that one before. Yeah. Yeah, she's going, yeah. He knows. Yeah. Oh, that old thing. I've seen that before.
It's not the whole thing. I just wore it like 2 or 3 times, so fuck's sake.
Yeah, I know. In fact,
usually don't wear anything under, you know me. So yeah.
That's it. In fact, the first time I saw it, I seem to recall you saying, "Look at this is brand new. This is new." I think Sam and I were in a conversation with you at the time, and showing it off. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's
me showing it off. Yeah. Nothing to show, but I'm still showing it off. Fuck's sake. Yeah.
Hey. Anything's better than nothing.
Saggy boobs. Oh
God,
god.
this little fish that Mike sent me that's made out of lead. I dropped that bugger today off my desk, and I got one of those. It's like a plastic floor cover because my room's carpeted. And I got that plastic office pad thing, for my chair. The nose of this fish hit it, and it looks like a gunshot. It is spider webbed up. It shattered that plastic, and that plastic's hard. So this thing could be dangerous. Could be dangerous. I figure that's a good self-defense item, boy. That's better than a
put
pair
it
of
in your
brass
hand
knuckles.
and then knock them.
Yeah. Boy, I make a leather strap for it and have it strapped to my face and my knuckles. Yeah.
What the heck?
The cops ask you, can you identify the guy? Yeah, he'll be the guy with the big fish bruise on the side of his face. Yeah, that's the guy. And the fish will look like this. Yeah. Yeah, that thing's pretty awesome. Scared the hell out of me though, because I got these sitting here on the edge of my studio like that. And I bumped it and it swung out damn near over halfway, and the whole thing almost tipped off. And fortunately, just the fish came off of it. If all of it would have fallen, yeah, I'm sure my foot would have gotten hit.
Yeah, it would have made one heck of a racket too.
Oh yeah. Thank God that the floors are solid concrete. At least the people downstairs, they might have heard a thump thump, and that's it,
It's just Sty falling on his ass again, they will say.
I almost did fall on my ass because I had swept all that shit off my couch onto the floor and I was going to pick it all up off the floor. And then I moved the TV tray that had the box on it. And I put the frying pans and the coffee pot and some other things in there that got to go to the trailer. And then I picked the whole works up and I'm walking across the room and I'm walking through that garbage down there. And I didn't realize that the leg of this folding chair I got was kind of sticking out into that garbage. And I caught that with my right foot. I got that big TV tray and that big heavy box. And I didn't get stopped till I almost got to the kitchen. I'm like, whoa. Shit. Yeah. But I didn't crash. I didn't burn. So I'm happy.
That's
my new Bluetooth headset, my earbuds. I like these buggers. I don't hear nothing in the building while I'm doing this stuff. Where usually I'm sitting here and I'm going, when I've got just using the speakers, I'm always, what the hell was that? Yeah. What's going on out there? Are they at my door? When I got these new Bluetooth earbuds, I don't hear nothing unless it's on here.
You hear the dog snoring then.
It's boring.
No, you hear a dog snoring.
Oh, hear a dog snoring.
Yeah, do you?
I don't. No.
Every once in a while, I was catching. I was like, I could hear it on my side, and I'm like,
yeah, and people in the shop was hearing it too. Yeah.
Is that coming from?
I'm surprised I'm not hearing it because everything's so crisp.
It was when Phil was kind of looking around just before he left. Is when it was louder. So I actually thought it was Phil going or like humming or something.
That's probably what I thought. Yeah. I can see how a person could mistake Leona. I could picture how you could mistake the pup snoring versus Phil grunting.
I only heard him snore, so sometimes it wasn't bad, but other times, yeah. He was sitting there in the chair, and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, he was done.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Well, and then after doing his challenge this afternoon and that too, that
Yeah.
after you've done a bunch of capsation, you go through the endorphin rush and everything.
And then the crash.
And then you get the crash. You physically feel, I'm done. I'm shot. There you go, Mr. Fulton. Mr. Fulton. You gonna post that up tomorrow, you were saying? Looks like Ann and Sty are in the same room. It's just a continuation of the room. Oh yeah. It's just like like over here it's like it's like the paneling changes. There's bookcases on this side of the room and what?
You see this thing there?
Yeah. What is it?
Yeah, what is it?
It's a gnome.
What is it? What the hell? What is it? Oh shit. Oh shit. That
It is me making those concrete statues. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they would have got that one. So now he can stand there. He can show you, show the ass to you.
Yeah.
And there. Yeah. So, yeah. You can see the ass there.
You need a big one of those right outside in the front yard.
Yeah, when it's about 3 feet
concrete
meter tall.
I tell you what, next time I'm down that way, I'll do a video. I'll stop. You want to see concrete figurines and statues? We got this goofball here in Wisconsin went nuts over that shit. And he's got this huge yard of all these concrete characters and shit he's made. It's insane. It's insane. It's actually now a tourist attraction,
Yeah.
And when I was a little kid, it was just the guy's yard. It wasn't fenced in or anything. And people would stop along the street and walk right in his damn yard and go look at that shit and take pictures and stuff. And then finally the guy made I don't know how they set it up, but I think it's with the state maybe that he worked something out that now it's a park that you can go into and see all of his concrete figurines. But we had this gal, she was a kleptomaniac. She stole everything. I mean, literally, she stole everything. If she came to your door and you didn't let her in her house, and then you closed the door on her and she went away and you come in your house, you'd still find something missing. Anywhere she was, something was missing. I mean, that gal stole everything. Well, she rented a house from me. And I get this call from the police. And they asked if I was aware or not if this Rose, her name was Rose, if this Rose had gotten any kind of new, unusual lawn ornaments lately. And I go, what are you talking about? They said, well, we'll tell you flat out. Have you seen a little fawn deer made out of concrete in her yard? I said, well, she's got about 35 concrete figurines in her yard. And they said, oh, we're on our way over there. They said, you want to meet us there? I went over there. And sure as shit, right there in her front yard is this little deer fawn concrete figure. And all these other concrete figures, some of them a little larger than that one, some of them a little smaller. Here this woman's going all around the community, wherever, And if she saw a lawn figurine that she liked, she'd just walk in a person's yard, take it, throw it in her car, and take it home. Put it in her yard. Now there's a goofball for you. You're out there stealing something so obvious, and you stick it in your front yard. Well, at the end of the day, every single item in her yard, they had a police report of that item being stolen. She was going all over stealing all these concrete, and she was a tiny little gal. I kept wondering, how in the hell could she carry them damn things? I mean, that's heavy. Some of those things were 3.5 feet tall and 3-4 feet long. How the hell did she carry them, get them in her car? And I looked into the back seat of her car, and you could tell, yeah, she's been hauling concrete characters in her car because the seat's all torn to hell. Yeah. And gnomes. She was stealing gnomes. She had dozens of them in her yard, all over, all these little gnomes all over. The only thing I don't like about gnomes, I got no problem with gnomes. I think they're cool. Put them in your gardens. Don't put them around your damn yards. I used to have to mow lawns that had dozens of gnomes around. What a pain in the ass. You got to weed whack all the way around every gnome because you can't get up close enough to them to mow. And what a pain in the ass just for a gnome. Put them in your garden so that you don't have to mow.
I had to let my dog out because he wouldn't let anyone else let him out.
Oh, really? Yep. He's just proven you're his human. I mean, yep. I don't go out for anybody but him. He's scrapping together. Yeah. Oh, I've had a few pets like that, where they'd look at the ex-wife like, no, I ain't asking her, and they come to me, and she, in fact, got to the point where she'd always tell the dogs, "Go ask Dad," and they come running right to me. They knew. Yeah, he'll take care of us. He's the good guy. Yeah. Oh, yep.
Well, I've also he's been mine since he was that big too. So.
Oh yeah. And that goes a long ways when they were your baby.
Yep.
Yeah. That sticks with them the rest of their lives.
Oh yeah.
My girl is 8 months today.
Oh, did she hit 8 months now?
Yeah, 15. Yeah.
Wow.
Abram will be 10 years old in January.
Oh yeah. Yep.
He still acts like he's a puppy and a lap dog.
Oh, sometimes they never grow up. They just never grow up.
He's 72 pounds. And he just wants to, yeah.
Oh yeah, and bigger they are, more they will sit on the lap. Oh, you think it feels? Good boy.
Yeah. Thank you, Mom.
Good
I
boy.
looked and I go, yeah, it's close enough. I'll take them now. We'll wrap this thing up in another few minutes, and despite me being her best friend, yeah. I seen a guy in the Dollar Tree the other day. I went in there just to get some cigarette lighters from them because they're so damn cheap. But I walk in there and I'm at the checkout, paying for them, and I felt something just kind of brush up against me, but above my belt. I turned. I thought it had to be a person. I turned, and holy Jesus, there's this huge Great Dane.
Oh.
And it's one of these, he's a certified, medical dog, and the guy that has him, he called him Bart, and he goes, Bart. That's all he did was go Bart, and that dog backed away, and I go, oh, no worries, I love dogs, and he goes, he loves people, and he's not to approach people. He says, we pretty well got him broke now that he won't approach people. And he said, he's his vest and everything says right on there, do not pet me, and I'm a blah blah, all the info's on this poor dog. He looked like a walking billboard, but the son of a bitch is big as a house. And I go, oh God, I wish he wasn't a medical assistant dog, because I'd pet him. And he goes, once we leave the store, I'll let you pet him. I said, that's cool. I'll wait for you outside. He said, do you have any food in your bags? I said, no. He says, good. That's better yet. I go, oh, really? And he goes, well, he likes to know if you get friendly with him, then he thinks he can get friendly with you. And he likes to look in the bags to see what you're getting from the store. I go, okay. He come out of that store, and the forehead on that dog was about here on my chest. I mean, he was huge. I'm petting him, and he's just friendly as can be. And that's when I realized his handler is just a little guy. I mean, he was maybe 5'6". He's not much taller than the damn dog. Yeah. And I thought, and then I looked, and it's a emotional support dog. I said, whoa, that's the dog to have if you're nervous around people.
Yeah.
I mean, because you won't have people around. They'll see that big ass dog and they'll say, leave him alone. And he said the nice thing is, he says, and the thing is why we want people to not pet him and come close to him and stuff is we don't want to give the impression that he's a nice doggy, We want people to think that he's part of me, period. That he's not that friendly neighborhood pup, But what a beautiful Great Dane. I mean, I'm looking at his feet and I go, Jesus Christ, he could wear my shoes. It's just huge. He said, and I asked him, I said, how much does that devil weigh? And he goes, 162 pounds. I said, holy Jesus. Oh my God, that's a lot of dog. And he looked thin. I mean, if you step back and look at him, he looks slender and healthy. But no, there's a lot of dog in that package.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, one of my neighbors, when I lived in Texas, when I was stationed down there, he had a Great Dane, and its name was Dinky.
Dinky? I've known a few people that have had Danes that gave them dainty names.
Yeah. This is Princess.
Yeah. A buddy, in fact, an old buddy of mine, biker buddy, he had a big male, and he just called him Chuck, but the matching female to him was Daisy. And actually, Daisy was the meaner of the two.
Yeah.
I said, right. Take the mean one and name it a sweet little name. And hey, Chuck, step back so Daisy can take over. Yeah. But it was funny. I couldn't believe it. The way I met this guy, it was at a neighborhood pub. I had rode my bike there, and I was in there having a couple of brews with a few guys, and I come out, and here's this guy walking into the parking lot, and he's got these two huge Great Danes with him. And I looked at him, and he's wearing leather jacket and chaps. And I looked and I'm going, oh yeah, he's got colors. Yeah. He's not some urban biker. Yeah, he's a real thing. But what the fuck's he doing with them 2 dogs and no motorcycle? And I saw him. He walks up to this bike, and he ties those 2 dogs up to that bike, one on each side of the front fork. And I walked over and I go, aren't you afraid those dogs will pull that bike over on its side while you're in the pub? He goes, I'm not going in the pub. I'm going home. And I go, you gonna make them dogs run beside you with that bike? He goes, no, I can't get the son of a bitch start. He says they're gonna pull it home for me. So you gotta be freaking kidding me. And I stood there and watched it, and them 2 dogs, all he said was, Chuck, take us home, Chuck. Go on. Come on. Chuck, go home. Chuck started pulling. Daisy's you could tell she's not let Chuck pull it. And the parking lot kind of went uphill, and Chuck's just giving her, trying to pull that Harley with this guy on. And then Daisy caught up to him and started pulling. And the 2 of them pulled him right out of that parking lot up the street. And I went in the bar and I said, you guys won't believe what I just saw. And I told them, and they said, yeah, so? I said, what the fuck? Yeah. Then they explained to me, oh, yeah. Donnie's got 2 big Great Danes and a really nice sporty that he has a hard time starting sometimes, and he'll go home and get his dogs. He only lives about 10 blocks from here, and his dogs will pull his bike home for him. So, oh, Jesus. Yeah, that's kind of cool. And then I run into the guy a few times after that. We got chatting, and then I found out that it was kind of safe. He told me to come over to his place because I had an old Harley trike, and it was an old 45-incher. Just trying to restore the damn thing. There were a couple parts I couldn't find. He says, "Come on over to my place. I bet you got parts for it." So I ended up at his house and found out that his dogs won't tear you up unless they felt that he was threatened. If you tried to threaten him in any way, you didn't want to do that.
No.
Yeah. Those 2 Danes they'd make lunch out of you in a flash. But it was funny. I told him, I said, I went to a bar with my little Chihuahua one time. And I knew the bar owners. They didn't give a shit if I brought Lulu in there with me or not. And I come in with Lulu, and there was this biker in there. And he had a Fat Bob style with a sidecar on it, and sitting in his sidecar is a Doberman. And he goes, what the hell are you doing with a little mutt like that? And I said, shut up. I said, she's my guard dog. And he laughed and he goes, you want a real dog? You get one like I got out in my scooter out there. I said, you got that Doberman out there? He goes, yeah. That big son of a bitch will rip you a new asshole. I said, yeah. I said, Lulu here, kick his ass so fast. He starts laughing. He goes, your Chihuahua is going to take on my Doberman. I said, she'll kill him. She'll kill him. You don't want the 2 of them getting into it because she'll kill him. And he said, and how's she going to do that? I said, she'll fucking choke him to death. And he goes, how's she going to do that? I said, when he tries to swallow her, she's just going to spread her legs and choke that fucker to death. I said, she's a tough little shit. Yep. She'll just stand there, let him try to swallow her, and then she'll choke him to death. Yeah. Hey, Technofire. Hi. Yep. Don't underestimate a dog. They are smarter than most of their owners.
Speaking of dog, I gotta let mine back inside.
Yeah. I can't believe it. Boy, I don't know why, but boy, my hips are killing me tonight.
I mean, did you do something you shouldn't do?
No. I think it's because I haven't been doing something I should or something. I haven't.
I don't complain.
I got to get out and do something, but the weather is so shitty here. Yeah. God, I wish the weather would frickin' change. Hunt for heat. That's cool. That's cool that Jackson likes the butterscotch ones. Those are the ones I like.
I just bought myself some hot sauce.
Oh.
I like the name. Now I just have to have some food in my belly when I try to eat out.
Yeah, right.
Someone has a gnome skeleton set with a boy in the ground. Yeah, like I'm nuts when it comes to gnomes. Oh, I can't get enough of them. So I buy like molds in Denmark to ship it over here, but that's fucking expensive. I tell you.
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah. You can like multiply that with 2, before I get it here.
Yep. You got to pay double.
Like down with Ghana, and I have molds for like $5,000-$6,000.
Oh yeah. Oh
yeah, just standing there, when I can get them, like I can make Christmas gift and all things like that. But I can't do, and I am
Can't
made
get to it. Yeah. Hey guys, give me a second. I'll be right back.
Yeah, hurry up. Penis. You are a penis. Oui.
I know where it's coming from.
you like a moist sausage.
Yes.
I have to fun when I look at videos with people eating hot stuff, and the things they saying, yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I knew things were coming. That's what.
That's just like I'm seeing Bourbon Bounty. He's reviewing bourbons. And like in there is thick legs, his thin legs, and it's a nice body, and it's like he's going all over the place, and I like, yeah.
Oh yeah.
My mind is working in a different level. Like, yeah.
Well,
I can't talk to regular people, because when they talk and I hear things like that, I burst out in laughter, and they just stay there. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I'm like,
I trust me, I do as well.
Yeah, bad at it. Doesn't like peach flavor at all. Who doesn't like peach flavor? Oh, the dog, Jackson.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Jackson likes the butterscotch dum-dums, but doesn't like the peach ones.
I'm not a fan of peach either. I've never been.
The dum-dums is
I don't know what dum-dums is, but
it's a lollipop.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little lollipop.
Dum-dum. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That brand's been around for years.
Oh yeah. The dum-dums seem to have been around just about forever.
Well, Dum-Dum is sitting over there. Dum-Dum.
Hey. We're not talking about sucking no dum-dums tonight.
In a long time, I've been sucking anybody's dum-dum.
Oh, I like the root beer ones. Root beer barrels. The little root beer barrel hard candies.
Yeah, I remember those too. There's
my dad. Yeah, my dad always had a pocket full of those, along with the little butterscotch hard candies.
Ew.
Well, a dog shouldn't have root beer.
So if you want a good kick, Sty, look
I
up,
don't want no
go to
kick.
Zebs.com, ZEBS.com. It's
Then it's-
in North Conway, New Hampshire. And it is a little general store, but you can still pick up some of the old penny candy stuff from them.
Yeah. I think you mentioned that once before.
I
Zebs.
might have, but
Yeah, because we were talking penny candy that one night, and I think you mentioned it, that there was a store in New Hampshire that had all the
oh, yeah, I
old
couldn't
style
remember the
penny
name.
candies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can pick up. Oh yeah, chocolate covered gummy bears and the old wax bottles.
Yeah. I can get those not far from here. There's a store that's got the old wax bottles. It's got the old little ice cream cones with it's the stiff, hard kind of marshmallow tops on them. They're just little ice cream cones, and you get a pack of 6 of them damn things.
I didn't.
I
catch
looked
the-
right at you as soon as he said
Yeah,
it.
I saw that. I didn't catch the rest of it. I heard stiff and hard, and in the chat, like Cindy's talking about lick it and bite it, and then I was like, yeah, okay.
And that's why we lost Anne.
Yeah, I'm lost. I didn't catch the rest.
That is terrible.
It's when you say that, yeah, all the rest is gone. Yeah. Stiff and
Oh
hard.
yeah, we used to, Cindy, we used to get the big jawbreakers they were so big that you get them in against your teeth, and if you push just hard enough, it would hurt your jaw to get them in, but you could just get it in your mouth.
I like it when you push on it.
And you could barely, there were times you had to pull your cheeks apart to breathe.
I never done that. I never had to pull my cheeks to get it in. No.
Oh.
What, Sty? You said it, put it in hard and push it. And
We're talking about jawbreakers. Candy.
I don't know what jawbreakers is.
Well, you should just listen to us and you'll learn.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know if I want to learn how to put something that big in my mouth.
The part I listen to sound like something else for me, and the rest I fuck it. Yeah.
Hey, you know those big candy canes? They're about that big, about that long.
Yeah.
Great big candy cane. You know, they don't have the curl. They're just a big round stick. Those damn things. We found out when I was a kid, my dad, oh God, I think that was Christmas Eve day. All of a sudden he gets called. He was chief of police, and we had the dispatch station was in our house. And all of a sudden the county dispatcher's calling my dad, calling his squad number. And my dad runs over the radio and answers the call. And he says, yeah, we have a stabbing at such an address. And it's not far, wasn't far from our house. And my dad says, I'm right on it. I'll be right there. He zips down there, and a county cop, he showed up to back him up. Here it was an accidental stabbing, but oh my God, that kid almost didn't make it. He did make it though. But here that kid had one of those big candy canes, and he was eating on that, sucking on that, until he had sucked it to this super sharp point. And here's this thing that's about an inch around at like a spearhead point on it. And the kid's running around with that, and he fell and he stabbed himself in the right shoulder, and it went all the way through and hit his shoulder blade. And it's, oh my God. The kid had a big old asshole in his chest from this candy cane. I said, yep, candy canes are dangerous. I mean, he's good, my old man. And when he got home, he says, "Don't give them kids them big candy canes anymore." He says, "I got there and there's a kid laying on the floor with a candy cane sticking out of his damn chest." He was just pissed.
It doesn't happen to me, you know. How hard I suck on it, it wouldn't not be sharp and point, you know.
That's because you chew on it too much.
You have to bite a little gently, you know.
Yeah.
Just nibble a little bit, you know. Yeah.
Just a nibbler. But it's terrible. It's terrible.
Yeah.
You just never know these days.
Nope.
Damn it. You know, guys, I'm going to have to be wrapping this up. I got to get some sleep.
It's only
okay. I've seen those.
Yeah, I know. Well, for me, it's only 10:15. It feels like 2:15.
Here the jawbreak is coming in from Cindy and Joe. Okay, yeah. I've seen those. I sucked on those. Those are balls. Yeah.
Wrong website, Ian. Wrong website.
Yeah.
No.
When I was a cute little boy, my grandmother gave me a cute little toy.
Silver bells.
2 bells hanging upon a string. She told me it was my ding-a-ling-a-ling.
Who wants to play with me?
Hey, Lizzie Ann.
Yeah.
Lizzie Ann's been listening. This is one of those nights when listening was probably the wisest thing to do.
In the beginning.
Because who knows where the conversation could have gone.
Just wait till we are off the screen, then it will be.
It'll be, I'm calling it a night. I got to get some damn sleep.
Hey, Sty, you can get a bulk pack of them on Amazon for 3.2 pounds of them for $19.
Of what?
Jawbreakers.
Oh, yeah?
He's just selling Jawbreaker smaller versions now.
We have a store, but the only problem is that damn store is about a 3.5-hour drive from here. That literally has all the retro candy in the world. I mean, I spent about 3 hours. I spent about 3 hours wandering through that place, looking at all the shit they had. I kept asking, where the hell did you get this stuff to retail it? And they said, it's out there. You just got to know where to look. And it was, that store was absolutely, I felt like I was 5 years old again in that store. It was just insane.
What is that? Like 2 Jawbreakers? What? Woof.
That's crazy. Yeah.
No.
So, hey guys, I gotta call it a night. I am burning out so fast. I'm starting to feel even more tired than Phil, which is rare.
And it's just 5:20 in the fucking morning here. Fuck's sake.
Yeah, that ain't my fault though.
Yes, it is.
It is not my fault.
Yeah.
No.
If it hadn't been for you and Phil, I hadn't been up, you know.
That's
You're all the reason almost I stay up this time at night, so yeah, it's your fault.
Oh wow. I love you, girl. It makes me feel wanted.
Yeah, it is. I hadn't stayed up if it hadn't been for you.
I know. You'd stay up all damn night if we just kept on going. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I would be, try.
maybe if I could catch up on my sleep, that we could do that again someday. That'd
I
be fun.
tried to get in bed about 6, but then I'm on my phone to almost 6:30, 7 o'clock, and then I was like, no, I have to go to sleep.
That's good. See, and that's where I went the last time. I said, I'll be right back. I had to go turn my fan on in my bedroom and close the bedroom window. It's nice and cool in there, so I can sleep tonight. I hope.
Have a good night, everybody.
I hope. Yep. Hey guys, we'll
They-
see you on Thursday night. I'll be doing the backy chip. Thursday night, 7 o'clock Central Time, 7 o'clock p.m. So until Thursday night, you all have a good week. And hey, we're going to
Keep it
dance our way right out of here. Yeah, we're
Stay
going to
with
keep it spicy. What she said. Night, folks.